What's up, everybody? I'm Scotty White, World Combat Sports. Yeah, I finally made it home. It was such bad weather, man. It tacked on about 45 minutes on my trip. But while I was driving, man, it was too much to really focus on what I was doing. But, I wanted to wait till I get home to address some stuff. Some little situations that went down yesterday or whatever. This is the post-Christian Martin Promotions deal that went down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Salute to all the fighters that went in there and got it done. It's just certain things I want to, address and make it clear to what happened. And also, hopefully I'm going live. I'm going live with another guy later on, Will Montero from South Step Boxing. We're going to talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. But listen, this is all about, Scotty White of World Combat Sports and the process of, the experience I went through, and some that I have to address with people who attempted to address it with me. So, Charlotte, North Carolina, like I originally said, that boxing scene was it was definitely turned on to me by William Sr. So a lot of people that see me, they connect me with William Sr. You've seen all the pictures, them and Roy Jones and everybody else. They see me with Williams Jr., 150 Boy Wonder all the time. So my media presence, my whole perspective is to go out there and meet the fighters. I'm primarily there for the fighters, period, to broaden my scope of what the arena is and what the landscape is when it comes to these boxers that's in that particular region of North Carolina and so forth. That's all. So it's been steadily growing, been steadily building rapport with these fighters and so forth. So as that happened, you have more and more eyeballs, pupils, zooming in to who you are and attaching you to certain things. So I had the process. I had someone or a group, I would say a collective effort in recognizing me with being over there in Vegas Grand Boxing Promotions at that night with 150. You saw us out there eating at 2 o'clock in the a.m. with Michael Williams Jr., his son, his team, Roy Jones Jr. and all that. So people are going to come up and try to talk to you or whatever. But I'm going to make something clear. I'm going to shut this down today. Period. I don't care what anybody say or think about it. I'm doing this independently and I'm traveling out here by myself to these fight cards to cover the fighter. As you've seen, I was backstage. I was back there with Donnie Marshall and Rivera. Donnie Marshall was the main event. That's the same person who I interviewed leading up into that fight card. I was back there getting coverage for him. You know what I'm saying? And also earlier, I was back there in the back with the other fighters that took place on the card. Quinn Rankins, salute, did a phenomenal job. Nice guy. Abaro out there. Dangerous Donnie Marshall. I guess his name is Jose Rivera. Papa the Sailor Man went and got the victory. But this is the outside of it, people. And I have to keep it all the way raw, 100, uncut, and let you know what's going on when you travel by yourself without a team sometime. People might believe the perimeter is just a little bit fragile than they hoped it to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for free. I'm doing this for the passion that I have in writing and media coverage. So I was approaching, asked in comparison to the promotions or whatever. And I told them straight up, I said, Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion, right now in the North Carolina region, ain't nobody touching it. No one is touching it. I'm not there to compare boxing promotions. I'm there to cover the fighter, like I said, all the time. Period. But don't come up and ask me a question because you see me hanging with certain individuals that turn me on. 300 turned me on to that scene. Period. I'm going to tell you. He turned me on to everything that has a boxer. He said, hey, you cover this grid of boxers. And the exposures be nice, articles and everything else. And ever since then, I ain't looked back. So when I go to these boxing venues, that is my whole objective, is to meet new fighters. Like the last time when I was in North Carolina, had the opportunity to meet Team DeAndre, the Matrix Robinson Neal. I also know Kevin King that's up in North Carolina region. And also fighters such as Levante Early. He fought on the main event. Angel Grandier, ended up meeting him. And then, Jaquan the King Towns, I actually had had the opportunity to meet him in person before he fought for the WBF Heavyweight Championship. And then I already knew Williams Jr., man, from Fort Bragg and so forth, since I've been supporting the team and everything. That's period. But if you're going to come up to me and try to source information about what you've seen at a particular fight night, Vegas Grand Boxing Promotions that night when it was all the way lit from start to finish, right? So you saw fighters that was on there. You saw Lady Tapper, who I had the opportunity of meeting, Monica Harrison, all those fighters. But you come up here and ask me about a promotion. That's not my scope of authority. That's not my scope of understanding. I know you're trying to link me up because you see me with Team Williams Jr. That's where my loyalty is at. For anybody who want to know, from day one, that's who turned me on to that boxing scene over there. It ain't no option. It ain't no other option to clarify it. He the one turned me on to that whole scene. For those of you that want to know, and for those who walk up to me and ask me certain things about what's going on. Now, what's really screwed up and in a lot of words fucked up is when, you want to address me about 150 and pretty much talk about who he could possibly fight and who he cannot fight. That's not my scope of authority, once again. But you're not going to sit there and try to bait me into something because that's who I'm linked up to. I know so much about the boxing scene that he done turned me on to game. You know what I'm saying? And it helps me travel a lot better when I'm going to these fight cards by myself and learning more about the sport, about these local fighters. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, man. IP, man. Thanks, man. Salute. Yasika Broughton Mac. What's going on? Salute. I'm going to these fight cards, right? And I get asked these questions because of the association. Shout out to Y Promotions too. Had a chance to meet this brother, how he moved through the crowd and do what he's doing. Outstanding individual, man. Even his fighter, Angel Grandier. It takes me one time to meet a fighter, and that's it. That's it. I see the people who move and how they move, and I'm learning in the process. But what happened this particular weekend, listen, I'm not going to be returning anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? You want to compare and ask me questions about Vegas Grand Boxing, right? And I told you what it was. Ain't nobody touching that right now, at all, from start to finish. Y'all want to ask me stuff about T. Hall? You should ask him. And if I would have told you, if I would have turned that on to him, if I would have spoke to him about what question that was asking me, it would be a problem. And I told you that. These people ain't never said anything bad about another promotion when I was there the entire time at Vegas Grand, from the opening door to the back door. Not one time. And if you seen on my live, I said every time I looked up, I seen T. Hall somewhere. Dude was moving all over the place. He was the same one who kind of, broke up the fight with Monica Harrison and Lady Tapper. I have nothing but salute to give to them, because when it all boils down to it, you can hear from the outside looking in, you can hear what's going on with these, boxing promotion, these boxers or whatever. Until you see it firsthand, then you can really talk about it. And I'm going to tell you, from the front door of my first time going to Vegas Grand Boxing Promotions, and seeing how they move, seeing how all the pieces work, seeing the fighters, seeing the quality of fighters that was there, seeing the bouts that was put on during that match. During that fight card. From the opening bell to the final bell. You know what I'm saying? There was a little fluctuation here and there. But overall, the fight was absolutely dynamite. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning too. Seriously, I'm learning. And people are recognizing World Combat Sports, stepping on deck and all that. And they linking me up, 300. I'm telling you, point blank period. He the one turned me on to that particular area. And I've been covering fighters in that area of North Carolina. When I show up to Chrissy Martin Promotions, I see people in moving, certain people speak. But then now, As things grow and exposure, they're linking me to certain people. So when you come up to me, have some respect and don't ask me a negative question about Williams Jr. Don't ask me a negative question about Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion because you saw me there. You saw me there. You saw other people there. If you want to ask me one of those tough questions for yourself that you want to know about Vegas Grand as if it's a comparison, it's not a comparison, people. I'm not there to compare promotion. But I'm saying point blank period, I'm going to cut it dry. If you want to ask me about the promotions and the way everything is popping, who's what? Ain't nobody touching Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion right now. In that particular region right now, the way they put on the show, the way LaVonda Early put on the show, who she has there in the company who's making the pieces move. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other promotions. I'm just saying in that particular region where I'm privy to. I'm not saying anything else. It's other promotions. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, generalizing what was asking me by a couple of people this, yesterday between two promotions. It's not even a freaking difficult decision. I don't even have to damn lose my pulse of breathing trying to figure this out. There's no complexities to it at all. You know what I'm saying? I am trying to build a brand. I'm media. I'm not a boxer. So I'm going where I choose to go, just like cut men and trainers. I'm going to visit the fighters. But when my job is impeded and people want to compare me and ask me about a scope that I have nothing to do with, all I can say, they showed me love. I walked through the door and they showed me love like family. You know what I'm saying? Let me in the door and I was able to roam and do what I do. Cover the fighters, cover Williams Jr., cover everything that's in there. You saw it go down. The house was packed. It was shoulder to shoulder and everything was popping, man. It was what you call, one of those boxing extravaganzas when you look forward to going to see the fighters, seeing the venue, everything link up the way it's supposed to. World Combat Sports isn't a huge entity to a lot of people, but it's growing in a sense that more and more people are recognizing it. And also being a writer, I can write. I am legitimate. I've been doing this for a long time. Just because you don't see me attached to any big organization, I do have skills. I am ill at it when I choose to be. Also, I support those who I absolutely feel that's moving through the sport correctly and I'm learning something from. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning something from them. And also how they move their fighters. Boxing is a dirty game. Not every promotion system is going to be conducive. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm telling you from what I've experienced in that region, from the opening to the closer, we're talking about showing up at the venue at 3 something and leaving at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. All that time you just covering the fight. Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion is on fire. Period. I haven't had the opportunity to experience many more promotions. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jawbreakers too. Jawbreakers was the first one that had the 10 over in Fort Bragg. Shout out to Jawbreakers. They're ones that's attached to Williams Jr. too. Always. But don't ask me a negative question about Williams Jr. and 300 because I'm going to be honest. Know this from here on out. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to have something. I told 300 this. Come to me because more people are linking me up to you. And I don't want them coming to you with no BS. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. Because 48 years old, I don't have 20 years to build a presence. I can only let my actions and my effort and everything show. I treat these fighters with respect, grown man shit, talk to them like they're in the hurt business, and that's how I want to move. And the promoters that's over those fighters the same way. But not all business is good business. I'm learning this shit. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you that walked up to me and tried to bait me with a freaking dangling carrot, as if you was trying to source some information from me in comparison to, the Team Williams Jr. and then Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion. I told you what I told you, right? Whether you liked it or not, that's up to you. But I'm traveling these places on my own. I'm solo dolo, and I'm doing what I got to do to support the fighters. I interviewed Donnie Marshall. My direction was back there with Donnie Marshall. The energy was different for a reason. I don't have to tell you. It's just like wordplay. It's just like my right. I move in directions that I have to focus on at that point. You saw me at Vegas Grand Promotions on how everything went down and where I was, and then you seen me last night. Nothing else has to be said. Nothing else has to be said. I'm not here to, go back and forth. Like, I totally appreciate getting interviews with the team, man. That's important to me. Look at my lives. Look at my freaking lives. I support the damn fighter to get exposure out there to that name. My brand is going to grow how it grows. But ultimately, I'm covering fighters. I'm covering boxers. I want to pick their mind and learn shit about the sport and learn about their gym and where they're training out of. Hey, shout out to Justin Austin, Soft Straight Talk. My brother, thank you. Gerald, best kept secret. Salute. Aim Daryl. I know I've been on live a lot. You're going to see me on live because I'm basically trying to grow my brand and let you understand the maturity aspect of what the depth of my knowledge is. That's all I can do. And the same going to happen when we in person. It ain't no freaking carnival theme here. And some of you question, who write my stuff. I write my things. Just because you don't hear all of that in how I speak, I cannot sit up here and write an article as technical as I do and come in here and have a conversation. No, I can speak to you like this. So stop playing and dropping those inbox messages to me as if you don't think I'm capable of writing what I write. That's me. All day, every day. Your Secret Broad Mac. That team, DeAndre the Matrix, Robinson Neal out of Columbia, South Carolina. His dad, Dominique Robinson Neal. Salute to him. All day support. You know what I'm saying? Sanchez Merritt. Hey, Kevin Brown, Battle Boxing Gym. Good dude. Doing big things over there in South Carolina. Salute to you. Always, man. Look out for that. Look out for that gym. Randall Wyatt, once again, he doesn't know it, but I learned a lot from him that night when I saw him in there pushing his fighter, Angel Grandier. A brother on the move. Learned a lot that night, man. Salute the Wyatt Promotions doing big things. Justin Austin, Soft Straight Talk. Your Secret Broughton Mac, Team Matrix, for sure. Randall Wyatt say this is the same way I started. Continue to grind, invest in yourself. No need to justify anything. That's what it is there, Wyatt Promotions. You know what it is. But I'm learning. I see how you're moving. You know what I'm saying? I said on my live, when people move the room a certain way, you have to understand what's going on. If you're trying to do the same thing for your brand, you have to see how they move. They're not out here being clowns, man. They're moving a certain way. They stand out from the crowd, and you see what the progress is going to be. You don't have to be 60 years old to figure this out. You just have to have a sense of maturity to how some successful people are moving. You see how they move. Chris, thanks for dropping through. IP man. Hey, when your next fight, IP man? Tony Burgess, what's good? Out of Burgess Boxing. Dominique Robinson Neal, salute to him out of that gym in Columbia, South Carolina. Robinson Neal Boxing Academy. These are people I met one time. When I meet you one time and I'm supporting, you don't have to tell me twice. Every time you pop up, I'm going to show love. You know what I'm saying? That's supporting the sport. And also check out his video. I looked at it like 3 or 4 times. He has some knowledge in there, inside the ropes. That's what I'm interested in. When you put content out like that, that's what I'm soaking in. Inside the Ropes Part 2, Dominique Robinson Neal over Robinson Neal Boxing Academy. Check it out. Kevin Brown said this sport would take us to many different places and introduce us to many different people that does not have a blank to do with you doing your job as a media man covering. Hey, I'm finding that out, Kevin Brown. You know what I'm saying? Also talking to this young man, you know what I'm saying? Him telling me his history, his background in the sport of boxing. That's something I won't forget, because every time he come across, now I can link everything up. Now I know why his team took overall when they was fighting at the PD II tournament. Now I see it when I was focused on him and how he was running his corner. I gravitate to stuff like that. His son's over there putting in work. You know what I'm saying? How he's putting videos up about his gym and everything. I would suggest this to people. Use Facebook as much as you possibly can to press send. Period. So, hey, promote yourself. I didn't say I got a late start. I was active duty and I really couldn't, get it going. Plus jumping out of an 18-year marriage for whatever it was, no support there. I'm just keeping it 100. Now I got to grind it out and get my name out there and let people know I'm serious about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game, man. Torrey Hall on deck, man. Salute T Hall. You know what it is, man. We talked on the phone. He know what it is. Much respect. You know what I'm saying? Like I said on the live with Vegas Grand Box Promotion, man. First time I met this cat, treated like family, nothing negative said, but people want to come up to me and want to address him and some other people. And I say, I can't speak for that brother. He haven't said anything. From when I first met him to whenever the doors closed when I left the venue. He was moving and grooving, doing what he's doing on live just like I was trying to do. Every single time I looked up, he was somewhere doing something. So it ain't nothing but love, man. You got to salute. I know I'm growing, but the person who initially turned me on was Michael Williams Sr. So you know where the loyalty at, man. It ain't backstabbing type shit. It's support. That's all I'm saying. It's support. It's support. That's all I'm saying. Sanchez, loyalty, do your thing. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You jump on my live, it's going to be respect. I ain't cussing you out. I hope nobody on my friends list, don't ever allow yourself to get cussed out and think that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? Just because people want to get views. It's not going to happen. You speaking to grown-ass adults. But yet, I see people on here in social media talking about they own the sport of boxing, but all they do is cuss you the hell out. Because every time you ask a question, that's why I have open forums. Ask me some shit about boxing because I want to see can I answer it. And so we can both educate each other. But don't get on here, thinking I'm looking for views all the time. And I have maybe 5, 8 people on here. So be it. But I have 5 people to have a freaking dialogue that's productive to my being in the sport of boxing before I have 50 people on here just acting a complete fool. That's serious. That's real talk. Torrey Hall said the truth. He said Vegas Grand Box Promotion, man. Hey, man, salute. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing bad to say about them because I seen it happen. We ain't freaking known each other for years, but I'm telling you real talk. He ain't talk shit about another promotion. I ain't heard Lavonda talk shit about anybody else, and I ain't heard him say shit. But for you to link up with me when I'm on deck, just because I'm in another promotion, just trying to grow my brand and support the fighters, it ain't cool, man. It's not right. That's some BS. That's childish shit, man. That's what it is, that T-Hall. You know what it is, man. Will Montero, Sidestep Boxing. Salute, man. Hey, you can jump on whenever you feel like, my brother. Hey, man, and that's another brother right there, Will Montero, man. From day one, he gave me some advice when I was trying to levitate off the ground floor of the media. Salute to him. I appreciate it. It wasn't no back and forth. Can you freaking cash out me $5 for some knowledge and all that? No, I asked him. He was one of the first, really. Leon Turner turned me on to Will Montero, said he was a good dude. So I reached out to him for Sidestep Boxing. Check him out. All you sidesteppers out there, check him out. He used to be a fighter. Check him out. He gave me some good info, man. Salute you for that. Appreciate the support. Louise, salute. Hey, Sanchez Mary said congrats to these fighters, win or lose, putting on a great performance. A lot of people, I try to tell them, man, don't come up here call these fighters bums all the time. You know what I'm saying? You busy calling these fighters bum. I see these fighters in person on a lower level, right? And some of these fighters that are journeymen, they can throw hands, they can fight. But when you on here on social media and they just not your top tier name, you know what I'm saying? You dogging out everybody that's not the fighter you support. That's what you call fuckboy shit right there. Like, you sit up here and say you talking boxing, but everybody outside of your favorite fighter, you're criticizing, excoriating. But yet, you want to say you talking sport of boxing. That's not speaking boxing, because you have to, how do you put it? You have to be apart from ex parte narratives. That means biasness, extreme biasness. Being misleading. When you dog out other fighters just because you don't have any familiarization with them, that's not talking boxing. That's just absolutely being a casual, a hater, or whatever the case may be. But you have to respect the sport, man. These fighters go out here and they take punishment. Go check out some of these local shows, man. Check out some of these guys that get knocked out. It ain't no game, man. These guys get knocked the heck out face first sometime. They land there and they get out. They still wobbly. Last night, there's some fighters, you know, that hit the canvas. You have to respect the sport and those who contribute to it. The trainers, everything. T-Hall 150, 300, no doubt, man. Tony Burgess, for sure. You know? T-Hall said, we real over here. Absolutely, man. I don't have nothing negative to say. And for those of you that approached me about that yesterday, you know, if I was to tell T-Hall what it is, you know, it would be, the doorbell would ring. I'm serious. I'm not for doing that shit. That's not me. That's not my lane. But you're connecting me with stuff the wrong way. You're trying to ask me about a person because you saw me on live, you saw me communicating with. I get it. Social media. But don't take World Combat Sports and link me down in a sense that it's not conducive. Like, it's nothing positive by asking me a negative question about Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion. I'll tell you right now, it ain't nothing. It ain't no comparison. Real talk, it's no comparison. And that grid, it's no comparison the way it is. You saw it for yourself. Regardless of Lady Tapper and Monica Harrison turning boxing into a semi-MMA freaking, you know, clinical, free class trial, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm looking at the whole thing by the ropes. I knew Lady Tapper was skilled in jiu-jitsu. I knew at that time if it ever went to the ground, she's going to go to what registers here quickly. And that's the ground game. Unfortunately, things got out of hand. I'm not getting into it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I know as myself, any girl, any woman I was with, if I would have walked out that ring and my opponent did that to me, and I was in the car and I'm driving home and she's staring at me, and I'm saying, what, baby, what's good? What's going on? But we got some issues here. What issue? You didn't do shit. What's that about in there? I said, why we got to talk about this? We going home. But you didn't do shit about him and what he did. You got to handle that. That's the kind of people I would, that's the kind of women, no, we cannot go home. I'm telling you, you have to handle that. Forget about peace and everything else. You have to go handle that. Clad, hey Damien, are you jumping on here to go live, man? Because sometimes people live up and then I just press it or whatever, and it just say no. Tori Hall said, we thank you as being real. That's all people want is the truth. Hey Damien, you trying to jump on now? Just give me a check mark, because some people do and some people don't. Richard Rivera. Another person, Richard Rivera, man. Salute to you. Shout out to Richard Rivera, Papa the Sailor Man, yesterday. It was a pleasure meeting you, my brother. I liked the character. It took me back to when I was growing up on Papa, man. You went in there and put on a sensational bout, man. It was absolutely a pleasure meeting you and your coach, bro. Once again, that's why I'm traveling to places like this, having the opportunity to meet Dangerous Donnie Marshall, you know, Richard Rivera, the Mexican fighter, El Marbre, or what have you, and also the other fighters that I was able to meet. You know, Quinn Rankins. He say he the underdog, but he wasn't the underdog yesterday. Dude went in there and put on a spectacular performance, man. You don't just meet these fighters. That's what it's all about. I don't know about you. Your Seeker Broughton Mac, thank you. Stop through Robinson Neal Boxing Academy. Yeah, I would have did it if the weather wasn't bad and Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder wasn't fighting this weekend. Man, it took me more than an hour to get back. Patrick Finger, thanks for dropping through. Tony Burgess. Burgess Boxing and Fitness will always support World Combat Sports. I appreciate that, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. You know, as much as I want to mention the other person, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You're a fighter too. Another person that linked me to 300, but yet he wanted to treat me as if me and him owing money yesterday. You know who you are. I'm not even going to put you on the spot because you got other issues you got to deal with. But make no mistake about it. I understand you're a boxer and everything. But you have to understand, if I'm willing to give you exposure and I'm putting you out there for an interview, every little bit counts, my man. And just because you had problems with Team 300, that has nothing to do with me. Seriously. You want to walk around there and act like a diva, that's up to you. If I want to try to communicate and you're almost walking away from me, I have nothing to do with 150. That's not my competitor. I'm not a boxer. You are. So if that's the way you want to play ball, now that I know, that's why I treated you the way I did when I saw you at the bout. I tried to get at you and give you some coverage at the weigh-ins, and you wanted to act like there's a whole different story. I said, okay, I get it. This boxing. I get it. So say no more. When I saw you at the bout, I didn't say shit to you. I'm going to let you stay mad with the world, man. But boxing is the only way you're going to grow is you go in there with the best. When I asked Williams Jr., was he the best in North Carolina, he said he was the best in his weight class. He has some boxers out here that's an absolute killers out of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? They can throw hands just like the best of them. But that's the team I support and ride with. Hands down. So know that when you approach me, don't come talking slick to me so you can run back and tell Team Williams Sr. that I said something. I already told him. Ask me. Call me up right there. A lot of you are linking me up. He's a popular young man in North Carolina for sure. But I'll tell you, a lot of you all are linking World Combat Sports to that because you see me at Vegas Grand Box Promotions with him. You see me at Jawbreakers at Fort Bragg. You have. But it stopped. That's where it stopped. Like, you don't ask me some negative shit about that just to get a reaction so you can put it on social media. I mean, what else? I mean, talk about the coverage. Talk about the pictures. Talk about the media. Talk about his father posting 26 times in an hour. We talk about that. If you ain't promoting your son or your daughter like that, that's a fighter, I don't know what to tell you. Press send. It's easy. I appreciate that, Tony Burgess. I appreciate that. Salute. Patrick said, thank you for supporting CMP this weekend. Hey, you know what it is, man. It's all good. I just had some sprinkles in there. You know, people who was walking up to me and saying they knew who I was. And I was like, okay, a lot of them was good. A lot of them was good. And then you had those few who wanted to just, speak negative bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying? They really wanted to start some shit. And you're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. You want to talk to me about Vegas Grand Box Promotion? The only thing I can tell you is fire. Absolutely fire. What's up, 300? Michael Williams Sr. on deck. You know what it is. I always thank you for the support, man. He done turned me on to a lot of shit. He been in the game for a long time. And I have him to thank for that. Period. Hands down. He the one turned me on to the North Carolina scene. And check this out. The reason why he did that, right? He said it would be good for you to start highlighting these fighters because they get a bad name. It would be good for you to do that. Start reaching out in the North Carolina boxing scene and highlight and put a halo over this particular grid square in boxing so it can start to grow, so they can start getting some positive press. You know what I'm saying? That's the initial. So as I was rolling this, that, and the other in North Carolina, he was turning me on the game and how this and that moves and so forth. Real talk, people. You know what I'm saying? I don't have Roy Jones Jr., but Roy Jones Jr. is attached to Team 150, not me. So those of you last night trying to attach me to Team 150, right? And freaking Roy Jones Jr. and all that clan and telling me about his son and the competition and stuff like that. Tell him straight up. You'll get what you want and tell him. Don't come to me about his son. Don't do it, y'all. I know it's an easy go. Y'all think it's an easy go to come to me about 150. You know what I'm saying? And talk about who he should fight and shouldn't fight. It's all good. But let him know. He's on social media freaking all day, every day. T Hall VGBP, which is Vegas Grand Box Promotion. Much love for everyone. That's what it is, man. Hard-working people. You know, member family from day one, man. The first time I met the cat. So don't ask me some bullshit about T Hall before. You know, I'm not that guy gonna dry stitch like that. This ain't war for me. This is a passion. Justin Austin, Scott is a stand-up guy. He can make as many plates as he want at family picnic. Hey, Justin. Hey, man. This is another guy who supported from day one. Soft Straight Talk Show. Man, I appreciate it out of West Virginia. I always appreciate the support there, Justin. You know what it is, bro. Humble Savage. Man, you got Torres Savage and Humble Savage. What's up with these savages' last name? Y'all need to be fighters. For real. When the Vegas Grand Box Promotion card come up, you damn near, I'm a goddamn put the ink to the life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to promote it. When we on deck, we moving. And what's crazy, right? When you're on deck, if you're there to work, it's so much shit that's going on. Like, if you have an interesting card, everybody is moving. Like, when I say every time I looked up, T Hall was doing something different, moving. When I'm there, I barely even see 300, really. He be moving around doing what he got to do. I was sitting back there with Roy Jones forever and day. I have stuff that I can't even release that they was back there talking about. I have a lot of stuff for my own collection that he was talking about. You know? Behind, you know, when he let down and talk about things, this, that, and the other. No, you ain't giving me that Roy Jones problem. No, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. Sanchez, I watch your lives to learn more about the fighters. You do a good job. Hey, thanks for the compliment, man. Thanks for the support. I truly appreciate it. I'm not up here to, you know, compete or whatever. Michael White, salute to you. I saw you in the building yesterday. You know, Stephen Anson Massey. You know, salute to them fighters that was over there, no doubt. And I really haven't carried a conversation with Michael White, but I know him. You know what I'm saying? I know him from the first time they walked out when he was back there with his stablemate, the Answer. So show them cats respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think these cats got to have 20-0 record, 25-0 record with 19 knockouts to show them any respect. That's where me and you are always going to have a problem. You can't even lace up a pair of gloves and freaking jump rope and then go in there with a laced up pair of gloves and spar for a round. Damien, hey, Damien, did you want to jump on or not, man? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Damien, WBS supervisor. Check him out, man. Hey, I am not a promoter, Damien. I know yesterday you was asking me. Listen, like I told you on the live yesterday, some of these fighters would like to fight for a championship, but inside, they know the competition might be a little bit different. That's the vibe I'm getting from the conversation I had. It's not like I don't conversate about it. But they feel that, you know, they're not ready for that competition or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure, bruh. Torrey Hall say race card. Hey, it is what it is. I look at it in a sense, you can't ask me about something I'm not privy to. But you're linking me up through social media with that particular organization, whoever it may be. I know it was lit. And shout out to Lavonda Early Stacy. You know, she's the grand poobah over there that's running the shop at Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion. Ain't nobody touching that right now. She showed me love. She allowed me to go in there and do my media and salute. I truly appreciate it. I'm thankful for that. You got to show gratitude, man. It ain't nothing else past that. Keep doing your thing, man. Ain't nobody touching you over there. Nobody. Lavonda said, Scotty White, keep doing what you're doing. No doubt. Keep on grinding. You know you got my support whenever your fight come up. It's gonna be on the presser from start to finish. You know what it is. You know what it is. Salute and much appreciated for your support always. UNT Hall. Kevin King, hey, salute, man. I know we crossed paths yesterday. But man, you gotta get it, we gotta chat it up. I know you be on the business aspect. I see you sitting over there with Gardner Payne, man. Salute. That's the first time I actually met him. But yeah, man, get at me. Good dude, Kevin King, man. Check him out. The last time he was on deck, I ain't gonna lie, his opponent head hit the lens of my camera when I was shooting through shooting his fight. I'm just saying, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I actually spoke to his opponent last night when he was there, man. Salute to him. It's respect, man. You can't be mad at me. I'm going to report what I got to report. But that's what I appreciate. His opponent that he knocked out came up, Derek Hyde came up to me, and we was chatting it up and even having some laughs about it. That's respect. Not coming in here jumping online talking he got knocked out. William Senior said, it's not just him. It's the people here around, brainwash him. We don't have a problem with none of them. Jealous is all this. And we had a conversation the other night, me and 300, I was about to bounce, man, but I had a Marine there that was used to be a fighter and a trainer, so I hung around. And plus, I interviewed Donnie Marshall. When I interview a fighter, I just don't want to, abandon and stuff like that. So I basically hung out back there, with Ross Thompson, who fought, Fernando Vargas back in the day. He was a championship contender. I wanted to get that footage. I wanted to pass that. That's my message. That's my energy. I wanted to be back in the back and do what I do. But the Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion, I was out on the ring side. Check out the effort for yourself. That was my point. Whole different type of energy we got going on here. And if that fight card was the way it was, you're talking about from have a cancellation to that particular fight card being fired. I can't imagine what the next fight card is going to be in the next coming year. I hope some of the same fighters. I hope to see some of them same fighters on there. But they're getting a little bit too big. I don't know. The Matrix, seeing him jump back through. Williams Jr. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other fighters that was there. Levante. And some of these fighters are going to get too big. You know what I'm saying? But for those fighters, they're going to set the scene. They're going to set it off. It was standing room only up in there. For those of you that's in the local area, check out Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion next time you're around. Check it out. William Hardy, what's good, man? Salute, man. Nick Lyons. Hey, William Hardy, man. Come on, give me a shout out sometime. WCS, William. Man, we knew each other since we was kids, bro. You just be pulling up and rolling through with the window down, man. Wanting to stick your head out. Man, say what's up there, William. And salute. I know your dad was prior military, retired military. I know all of that. Salute, man. You know what it is. Much respect to you. I miss those times rolling up. William was a bouncer at the strip club when I used to pull up in the military and drop through the ATL and hit the strip club, man. He was there at the door, man. Good stuff. Sanchez says, say 220 pounds for me one time for the people in the barbershop. 220 pounds, 220 pounds for me one time for the people in the barbershop. What's that, Sanchez? 220. Damien, Scotty, people always hating. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. World Combat Sports. I appreciate it, man. Okay. I ain't see you. Man, Williams Jr. on right quick. I know he gonna turn up. Leon Turner, salute, man. What's good? What's good? Torrey Hall say, hey, what's going on, 300?
Bro, you already know I had to come on here, baby. I appreciate you so much, man.
On there, 300. They put me in the storm, dog.
Hey, it's all good. When you connected with us, this is what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna say something real quick, man. for people that run to you and they say something about who my son's fighting and my son's opponent, again, Mike Jr. is 19. We don't have to rush. Hands down, period. We have the best team in boxing for North Carolina. Point blank. There is no comparison. And all these jokers out here that's talking trash in different states, in our states, they would love to be in our shoes. They would love to have Roy Jones on their team. They need to stop it, period. And then a lot of people are saying this and that about my son's opponents, but they got to remember, I'm monitoring, I'm watching every fighter from South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. My brother, they're doing the same exact thing. I'm waiting for these jokers to start fighting these killers, but they're not fighting them. I'm hearing people talking about, we not fighting no skip fighters, but you go get a skip fighter, or you go get a skip quality fighter. You know what I mean? They might not be in Skip's camp, but you go get a guy just like him. So I'm laughing. But at the end of the day, we're trying to support North Carolina. And believe it or not, with the little bit of resources and the things that we're doing, we're trying to open up doors for other North Carolina fighters. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to bring attention to North Carolina. That's what we're doing. These other jokers are still trying to divide us up. I got people mad at me over personal things that they got going on in their lives because I laughed at them. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, anything that I say about anybody, I got no problem telling you to your face. I'm everywhere. You will see me, and they won't do nothing. And that's facts. I don't talk tough. I'm just a thorough ass family man, but they don't want it. They don't want to fight me. They damn sure don't want to pull out no guns. That's it. So be happy for us, and we will support them and be happy for them. But at the end of the day, ain't no comparison. It ain't. My son is doing his thing, man. We got big things coming up for 2019. Big fights. My son's going to be on Ellen DeGeneres' show. He's scheduled to be on Steve Harvey's show. You ain't fucking with us. Period. That's all, Scotty. But I appreciate you, bro. I love you, man.
They checked the scene out there at 300. You know what it is. They checked the scene out. They found out I wasn't rolling. Because most of the time I'm there, you know I'm by myself and you ain't around. You might be there checking out another fighter. But they checked the scene out, man, and they thought that was a good question to ask since they didn't see you around. You know, yeah. they had an issue with, you know, 150's opponent. They wanted to address it to me. I said, you can call him.
Yeah.
And that's when I see
but what they going to say, like Mac McIntyre, he can, and shout out to the WBF, but my son's last opponent, he can fight.
Yeah, he can.
Fuck what his record is. If you go look at the man's record, he lost against dudes that's better than Mike. He can fight. It was a good fight. I'll tell you this, tell them to fight him. My son got about 3-4 guys on his record right now that will give these other dudes trouble. They won't even fight him. Let me pick their opponents for him, just off my son's shit. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Excuse my language, man. Fuck who my son fight. Fuck who my son fight. Can my son fight? Does my son have skills? That's all that matters. They see they can't deny that. Is my son talented? Yes. Fuck who he fighting. You feel me? As long as you know he's 19 years old, man. Really? Really? And we setting it up. Again, we got big things coming up. People will see all the exciting fights that they want to see Mike Jr. And just give us some time, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. But we got to build to that. You know what I mean? But hey, look, to be honest, man, as long as they talking about that's the thing, man. Every time these haters hate on my son or talk crazy about my son, they draw people to us. Because every time you whisper to somebody, yo, I don't like Mike Jr., I don't like his dad, all they do is go look us up. And then they end up liking us. I got dudes talking about, in Fayetteville, they not allowed in our gym. But yet your fighters be in our inbox. Yo, we love 300. My coach don't like him, but we love Mike Jr. I know y'all do. And I appreciate y'all. You look good, baby. All right.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But
What's up there, 300? You know what I'm saying? And they want to throw the carrot out there, and they was like, "Well, what you think? What you think about 150? What you think about? What do you mean? Be more clear with what you're saying." Oh,
Yeah.
and they really don't want to get to the point, but they want to say, "Okay, so what you mean? What are we talking about? Well, do you think the opponent is where it is? Do you think he's actually that good of a boxer for him to have a shoe? For him to have this, that, and the other?" I said, "That's out of my scope. You asking the wrong person."
But look, let me tell
You know
you
what I'm saying?
something. Let me tell you something. My son deserves his own shoe. And that goes to show you their mentality. They don't think they're worthy. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't believe in themselves. They don't have a team like my son's team. We push Mike. We believe in my son. You know what I'm saying? My son deserves his own shoe. They deserve their own shoe too. Why would you wait for Nike or Reebok or Puma or somebody like that to tell you that you're great? No, I know my son is great. He deserves his own shoe. That's that mind state that they in, bro. That's that low self-esteem. It's that low self-esteem. Maybe it's because we from New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And we think a little different. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that. You know what I mean? But my son deserves everything. Why can't he have his own shoe? He can box. You feel me? Why not? But we got more people that love us anyway. We got more people that love us and support us. Vegas Grand, shout out to them. My man Tori, shout out to him. I see Wise on here. Randall, we love you. We about to do some big things with Randall out in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? But look, listen, these jokers in North Carolina that's talking and whispering, they mean nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't see our vision. They'll see it later after it's done. You know what I'm saying? But the real ones in boxing see what we doing and they know what we doing. And shout out to one of our matchmakers. We love you, Billy. We appreciate you. So we're not doing nothing no different than anybody else in boxing that know what they're doing. That's it. But here's the thing: if you don't like who my son is fighting, you show me how it's done. You fight all the killers and show me. Again, 5 years we're gonna see where everybody's at. You're gonna see a lot of these jokers falling off. You're gonna see a lot of people falling off. They won't be around, bro. They won't be around. They're gonna have upside down records. Seriously. You'll see.
Yeah, that's the whole point, that 300, them standing in front of people. You know what I'm saying? If it was just me one-on-one, but mentioning that in front of people, I say you really speaking to the wrong person. I said, hey, I can call him up, I can hit him up. You really truly want that work right now. Because once he understands who you are, he gonna address it. He on social media.
I need that.
30 seconds an hour,
Not even social media. I will address you in real life. What you gonna do to me? Seriously. What you gonna do? You gonna try to fight me? What you gonna do? So when they come to you, please call me right then and there. So I want to see, because a lot of them are talking shit and they hiding. You know what I'm saying? They hiding. I had to actually go through the video footage and actually sniper out some of the haters. I was laughing at some of the people that actually wanted Mike Jr. to lose against Stephen McIntyre, calling my son daddy's boy. Yo, since when has it not been cool for a father to love his son? Really? Shout out to my man Dominic Neal, his son, the Matrix, 20-0. I walked up to him. I said, bro, we look up to you. His son 20-0. We trying to get there. You don't see me hating on that, man, because I see it and I understand it, dog. But at the end of the day, we gonna make all these jokers fans. That's all we gonna do. And again, people like, yo, why y'all always bringing up Roy Jones? We supposed to. He's a part of our team. That's stupid. Why you rep your gym that you're a part of? Roy Jones is now a part of us. We're supposed to ride with that. And we're going to.
Hey, and you really don't have to explain it, but I know you are going to explain it.
You goddamn right. Dominic, word up, baby. And shout out to your wife. I see she's on a 20-0. We trying to get like that. Forget what these jokers talking about. We trying to be 20-0, and ain't nobody going to knock us off our square. Nobody. Nobody. Period. Because if you understand boxing, then you understand what we doing. We actually showing you the blueprint. You don't got to get out here and be on these cards, taking these tough fights when you don't have to. Now, some people don't have the team that we have, so they have to take these tough fights. But we're not in that position. So we can actually pick and choose. So you can't get mad at my son because he got the luxury of that. That's the way we designed it for him. You can't get mad at that. You can't get mad at me because I'm riding a Bentley and you got a little Toyota. Get your Bentley. Work on it. Put your team together. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We actually are opening up doors and bringing attention to North Carolina. How can you not? Roy Jones wasn't messing with North Carolina like that. Seriously. Other than when he came to Charlotte to fight a couple of times and he came down here to get a check. Now he's actually seeing fighters, talking to fighters. He done told me, yo, I want to get with you and bring some of them North Carolina fighters down to one of the camps for like 3 weeks. I said, cool, no problem. And he said, of course, you pick the ones that you want to come. Now, see, that's when I'm going to be on my bullshit. You running your mouth, I'm going to close the door. I'm going to close the door on you. I'm going to close the door, and you're going to miss that opportunity. Go somewhere else to get it. Facts. That's the business. When you talk shit, you get shut out. That's anywhere. That's anywhere. You talk shit on Team Williams Jr., we shutting you out. Because we show respect to anybody that's opening up doors that's doing it. Because I get it. I understand the business.
And that's true words there. For those of you that's tuning in, I'm telling you, he done turned me on to so much stuff. I mean, he done turned me on to the boxing knowledge in general since he's been inside the sport for so long. And he's the initial one to turn the key for North Carolina. He didn't say, well, don't cover that. Being in on media, he didn't say, no, don't cover it, man. It's a lot of negative stuff going on. He said, no, what I want to happen is to bring a highlight and a halo to the sport in North Carolina. So guess what? I'm gonna bring you up there. And he turned me on to boxing after boxing, and it's been what it was, period. That's been what it was.
Because we have, Scotty, and I appreciate you, we have so much talent in North Carolina. So when I first met you, I was like, yes, please come down here, do stories, get interviews on our boxers. Our boxers, we get, all our North Carolina boxers get talked about real bad, bro. Nah, man, we got some talent in North Carolina. We just need some light shedded on us. And I appreciate you and all the writers. You know what I'm saying? I'm for North Carolina. I'm not against. I'm not trying to divide us. I'm not trying to see North Carolina fighters lose. You know what I'm saying? It can be more than one star in North Carolina. I don't know if they actually realize that. 150 is just Mike Jr. is just a dude who's out here doing his part. We can have other people. Why would you hate on somebody that's out here trying to knock down some doors for North Carolina? We get North Carolina fighters get shitted on. So why would you turn on each other? That's stupid. Come on, man. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. And shout out to New Jersey, because you know.
I had to let them know that, Mike. You know, I just didn't want to start no huge ass storm last night. But yeah, they are linking us up to a point, and I said, well, that's where it all falls off for me. Because the rest of that, you have to dress for him in public. I truly don't think you want to do that.
I wish they would. I wish they would.
What you're insinuating is you always want to dress 150. I tell y'all, his son don't talk shit. His son is who he is. He's a humble kid to have all this glory on his shoulders, man. The one who
and it's tough. And, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something too. You want to know why he acted like that? You think my son don't got feelings? You think he don't have emotions? You think he don't hear what these jokers is saying? Like when McIntyre caught him with that big shot, could have knocked him out, and he turned to the crowd and was like, yo, y'all can't faze me, man. Because they come up with every excuse. Mike Jr. don't got no punching power. Mike Jr. don't got no chin. That's why he's starting to open out and flip out like that in the ring. And that's why I let him. I'm like, son, let it out, damn it. Be great. You know what I'm saying? And he don't say nothing about nobody. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're going to keep winning, Scotty. But I'm glad you came on here and you letting people know how I really feel about North Carolina. Because when you first came to me, I said, dog, interview all these jokers. They need it. You know, everybody don't have a dad. That's what a lot of these jokers need, dads, to be honest with you. I'm about to just open up a dad care center for boxers and start loving these jokers because they need hugs. And I'm about to just take out an hour a day out of my time and just start posting all day about them, because that might be the problem. Like, you trying to really give me a limit on when I should promote my son. You post too much stuff on Facebook. Man, shut up.
Hey, for you that's tuning in, it's real talk. I'm not just saying it, but when he initially told me, you can look back at my first live when I was leaving Fort Bragg. I was speaking on the road about Team Williams Jr. And then it's no buffoonery. Look at my live that I did when I was back on the road for the first show he invited me to out there at Fort Bragg, Operation Knockout. When he initially brought me up, he said, I want you to write and highlight these fighters over in North Carolina. That was the whole thing. He didn't say, nah, man, you might want to go to South Carolina. You want to go to Florida, somewhere else. He said, nah, man, you know, I want you to highlight these fighters over in North Carolina. That's real talk.
Hey, but they won't do that for us. They won't do that for us. They feel like Mike Jr. get too much press anyway. They won't do that to us. But I didn't fix the game to the point now. Everywhere you move, you gonna hear about my son. If you say you from North Carolina, somebody gonna bring up my son. Period. They won't do it for us. They try to smother and hide us, but I'm out here trying to help them.
And you know what's crazy at 300 is that, you know, if I communicate, and this is some of the fighters, and it wasn't a bad thing, but they'll say, you were 150, huh? That fighter over there, team 150. I don't know how to take it good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because the expression on your face, it wasn't seem like you was over enthused about it. But like I said before, 150 don't talk no shit. He don't. You might have gave him do a match bout, that coach shout out in the middle of the fight or whatever the case may be. But that's a humble dude, real humble.
Yeah, he is.
The one you have to be worried about is 300. The one you talking about. That's the one who's sending, advertising his son. That's it.
To be honest, they
Carolina fighters since day one. He never told me, okay, don't cover North Carolina fighters. He actually told me to cover North Carolina fighters from day one.
That's facts. And to be honest with you, man, they shouldn't even worry about me because I'm worried about my son. You know, here's the thing, man. I'm gonna tell you something. They got this thing called dick riding, right? So these fighters, they always saying, "Oh, I'm not dick riding. I'm not going." See, they don't want to dick ride, right? But they want somebody to dick ride them. You get what I'm saying? It don't work that way. Let's just take away the dick riding. How about just support each other? It's not dick riding. You know what I'm saying? These same people that don't want to support nobody else, but they turn around and want support. It don't work that way. Be happy for the next man. I promise you, it's a circle of life. Your blessing will come. Your blessing is going to come around to you. Don't focus so much on my son. If you see my son shining like white diamonds, smile, hit a like, share it. Trust me, yours is coming. Yours is coming. And in this boxing game, no, we all aren't created equal. You think I don't want the same shit that Ryan Garcia is getting? You think I don't want the same treatment for my son that Devin Haney is getting? I want that, but I don't hate on them jokers. I wish them nothing but success. So what I do, I go out and I try to get it for my son. I stay up all night posting and spreading the word about my son, sending out emails and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I do that. Eddie Hearns right now, that joker probably got 1,000 emails from me. I can't wait till he open one up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell Roy to hit him up. You feel me? So it's the same way Mike Jr. attracted Roy Jones, and now Roy Jones is with us, and he loves the shit out of my son. You other boxers can do the same thing and attract other people. You just got to put yourself out there, man, and believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's blessing is different, but you got to get out there and go get it. A lot of these jokers is mad at us for no reason, to be honest with you. Like, seriously. They don't even know why.
I commend you as a father on the way you raising your child inside the sport and outside the sport, man. I told you all day, every day, You know what it is? And I just want those that's in, you know, these venues that you're gonna see me at. I'm no big deal, you know, I'm just moving as I move. But understand that I'm not there to call shit. But when you ask me about Team Williams Jr., because you see the link up, don't try to start shit because I know how he is right now. If I get him on the phone, he gonna talk to you. And if I tell him the name, that's just like T Hall. You want to say something about him? Hey, we can sit up there and hit him up, but I'm not there for that.
I want to know who they are, because these are the same jokers that's smiling in our face. These are the same jokers that's in our inbox. Juan, what's going on, Juan? I appreciate you, Juan. Juan is on here. Taurus Savage, what up, baby? Respect to you too, Damon. I love you, bro. WBF. But Juan's been following Mike Jr. since the amateurs, bro. We came up the hard way. Mike Jr. was only ranked number 18 in the country, dog. We don't have 100 amateur fights. Mike Jr. ain't no Olympian or none of that. We worked, and I promoted and got my son his little buzz. We didn't come up like and I'm gonna call him the great Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? That's out there. We had to go get ours the hard way. You know what I'm saying? But if they stop and look, we showing people that, yo, you don't have to be this top 10 in the country, top 20 in the country to make it. You know what I'm saying? We showing you a different way in boxing. You can actually go do it the Michael Williams Jr. way. You feel me?
Yeah, you are setting trends there, 300. And look, if you just look at the amount of posts on here, I tell him all the time, man, when we chat it up, I say, I've tried to do what you're doing on here. They block me. But somehow, some way, he's the gatekeeper. They let him post and advertise his son, and the effort and the initiative, man, of advertising at no expense to press send. That's how you got to do it for yourself and whoever. You got to promote yourself. You got to. This man promoted Mike Jr. like no other on social media. It ain't another one out here doing it like that.
I had to take a different route for my son. You know what I'm saying? And look, it attracted Roy Jones. It attracted Roy Jones. Them videos that people used to laugh at, it attracted Roy Jones. Now we in there with him. And Roy ain't even opened up what he can open up for us. He don't even want to give it to us all at once. He want to take it slow. That man can make a few phone calls, and it's crazy. Again, for 2019, Mike Jr. is going to be on Ellen DeGeneres, and he's going to be on the Steve Harvey Show for 2019. It's going to be big for us. We hooking up with Watts Promotion. We're going to be doing fights out in Cincinnati. And already we started getting little calls for Showbox and stuff like that. It's just great, man. And we appreciate everybody that support us, man. Everybody that's leaving comments now, we thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Absolutely. Support whatever fighter you want to support. But know that I support Team Williams Jr. I do. It don't matter how many on the team. I'm just telling you, when you link up, that doesn't mean we don't have to communicate. Just like we was talking last night, 300, that particular fighter I'm talking about. At the fight, you acting too much. You acting like a diva. I never did anything to you, but you don't like me because you have a connection with Williams Jr.
Yeah, and that fighter that you're talking about, man, we known him for years. We don't have a problem with him. But let me tell you something. When haters get together, like he's with people that got a problem with us for whatever reasons they have. You know what I mean? So they all get together, and it's because they got something in common. But at the end of the day, man, we just gonna keep it moving. You can't stop what we doing. All you can do is just watch and do what you're doing. Somebody left a comment on here. They said North Carolina need quality gyms. North Carolina do need better gyms. I'm glad that I think his name is Chad or Chase, something like that. I'm gonna say something about North Carolina. North Carolina fighters do get a bad rep, but I think some of these coaches got to step up and take some of that responsibilities, because when you call North Carolina fighters sorry as hell, then who's training them? Do that make sense? Who's training these fighters? You know what I mean? So it's not just all on the fighters. We got to start blaming some of these coaches as well. Some of their state of mind is kind of fucked up to me. You know, everybody want to lock fighters down, and like with me, with Mike Jr., I started taking my son to get knowledge in different skill sets from different places. A lot of coaches won't like that kind of movement. They want you to keep your fighter just with them. But to me, one coach don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm looking at your track record from when you was a fighter. You know what I'm saying? But I think these coaches got to step up and take responsibilities. We got to stop saying North Carolina fighters is ass, because who's training them?
Yeah. And all I'm doing, fighters, I respect the game as much as you do, right? I respect the game. But I don't go back and tell him everything about who made comments about his son. I don't, because I know what he is and he has focus on that. And that's not how I want to move when I communicate with these fighters. So I would just ask you, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all, because I'm not going to carry a dialogue with you, negativity about what opponents you think he should and shouldn't face. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to get that from me. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it just cracks me up. Show me then. Show me. Don't worry about who my son fighting. If you a fighter or you a promoter or whatever you are, show me. Lead by example. Show me. Show me how it's supposed to be done. But they can't, dog. They can't. It's jealousy. There's jealousy. So again, having Roy Jones with us is a blessing. Again, for those who just tuning in, for 2019, Mike Jr. is going to be on Ellen DeGeneres and Steve Harvey. We making moves, man. While they talking about us, we doing it. That's the problem. We doing it. We doing it. And we happy. When I see other people winning, I'm happy for them. I'm telling you, we got some big things coming up, baby. And they're going to be sick. They're going to be sick when he's sitting on that Ellen DeGeneres stage and that Steve Harvey just sitting there on TV, baby. And I'm going to be smiling, high cheekbones and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, I know you done took time out your day, 300. I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to, get it out here. I'm glad you jumped on here because I know you're busy. Most of the time I talk to you, you in the gym. Talk to you again, you in the gym. They're not understanding, man. Hey, these fathers who are pushing their sons, it's not an easy task, man. I only wish my son would have stayed in boxing and jiu-jitsu and all that. It's a father's dream to see your kid up here compete in combat sports. But it's a tough sacrifice you have to make waiting around to see if
Scotty,
your son is all about
to you, bro. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm here.
My boy Joel was on. My boy Joel was on here. I'm gonna say that Joel is, everybody in North Carolina can't do what Joel is doing. He's really the only one that's out here fighting back-to-back top opponents. I don't suggest other North Carolina fighters to do what Joel was doing because y'all not built like Joel. You know what I'm saying? Now, see, they're caught in the middle. Now, you got Mike Jr., you got Joel. Mike Jr. has a big whole team with him, right? We even got a publicist, Alvina Austin. She's Big Baby Miller publicist. So she's on our team now. We got Roy Jones and her and a few other people, right? Jawbreakers that back us financially. So we're able to pay these opponents that charge us whatever they charge us. You know what I mean? Because you got to have the money. These fighters don't understand you got to have money. All right? So then you got Joel. He got people that's with him, and they're picking tough opponents for him. And he's like, shit, I'm in there. And he's winning. You don't have a team like Mike Jr., and you can't fight like Joel. You stuck in the middle. Just shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're not Joel and you're not Mike Jr. Which one you got to find a way. And if you can't do any of those things, just shut up. Mike Jr. got a whole super team with him, and we moving him, and he can actually fight. Joel got a team, and he's taking fucking killer after killer, and you don't want to take that role. Just be quiet, man. Just be quiet.
Hey, I'm media. Remember that. I'm just media. I'm just World Combat Sports media, man. And I'm linked up. People are seeing. And Mike tell me, he say, man, you're growing. You know, you're growing. People, more and more people. And I'm looking at it like, okay, but I'm not really paying attention to it until they start approaching me about that team, Williams Jr. You know what I'm saying? They was approaching me to a point where they was actually trying to just separate and divide before it even gets started. And I tell him, you want me to call him up? I just got off the phone with him. You want me to call him up? Because he will address you. But they understand once it's out there. The same thing I said about T. Hall, them asking about Vegas Grand Box Promotion. I say, I don't think you want that problem.
And again, I'm not some tough guy. I'm just a thorough ass family man. That's what I am. But any way you come at me, I'm gonna come at you. Anyway. You fucking with my son. That's my baby. I don't care if he is 19. It's my family. You fucking with him, I got a problem with you. And we're handling it right then and there. I will die for mine. Fuck all that. Because we not doing anything. We not disrespecting nobody. So don't do that to us. Because my son got Roy Jones with him. Because we got financial backing. We able to pick and choose who we want to fight. That's fucking boxing. That's boxing.
That's true words.
Wait, how can you get mad at us? Come on, man. But look, hey, bro, I love you, man. I gotta actually send off these the money for these jackets, man. A lot of people definitely supporting us, but I'm not gonna take no more of your time. Hey, I love you, Scotty. Elias just came on. Shout out to Elias. Real humble cat, one of the best MMA fighters in the state. I hooked him up with Roy Jones. Roy Jones turned him on to Dean Toole, which Dean Toole was going to turn him on to Dana White. That's how you supposed to network and do that. We opening up doors for fighters. Again, I don't have anything against North Carolina fighters. Again, before I get off, Roy Jones wants to set up a camp just for North Carolina fighters. You know what I'm saying? But I'm picking who they are. And if you was talking shit, shame on you, baby. I can't fuck with you. Shout out to Matchbout.co. Go get my son's sneaker at Matchbout.co. Shout out to Jawbreakers, North Carolina, the ones that support us. We love y'all. Roy Jones Jr. Boxing, Team Williams, Scotty, we love you. I'm out, baby.
All right, man. 300. You know what it is. Love you, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Hey, thank everyone for tuning in. And Elias Brawley, just like he said, man, I'm glad that connect is happening. The first time I met him, one of the most polite, courteous, full of etiquette, but he's an absolute killer. He's a Spartacus welterweight champion, man. Good dude. Salute to Elias Brawley, man. Real good. I cover too. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about the link up and everything. That's what I'm trying to get across to y'all. I'm not a huge entity, but people are knowing who I am, whether it's through Team Michael Williams Jr. or through, you know, the articles I write and everything. Don't drop stuff in there and talk about anything dealing with Team Michael Williams Jr. to me. I'm not the PR. I'm not their business. I'm not any of that. They have a huge team locked in before I even jumped aboard. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, people. That's all I'm saying. That's all what it is. Vegas Grand Box Promotion, I support them. When it's time to turn up and the lights come on again, you're going to see media going out here from World Combat Sports. Don't ask me shit about T. Hall. Don't do it, man. Because time it turns around, he will address you when he see it. I'm not trying to be a part of that life. I'm up here with media. So when you asking me as the middleman for these individuals, because you seen the fight that went down, right? You seen the Las Vegas Grand Box Promotion fight card. A lot was going on. A lot of exposure that happened. Please, you don't want the Lavonda Early issues. I have nothing to do with Vegas Grand. I don't have nothing questions you want to ask, you ask them. Serious point blank period. I'm just Combat Sports Media. Why don't you and I have a dialogue and chat this up and talk about it? That's all I'm saying. Let's talk about boxing and the fight cards. Believe me, that is my main focus, people. I'm not stupid. That's my main focus, to talk about boxing. That's all. I want to support these fighters. All the fighters that's out there in some way, shape, or form. If it's going down, and the respect is there, we'll be able to communicate. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to communicate. Shout out to Wild Promotions. Shout out to Dane, the Avenging Angel. It takes me one time to run into a fighter. One time. Shout out to his dad, Fred Grandier. They doing big things too. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take me, 5 and 10 times to know what a fighter. Because I'm on here all day, every day. I'm retired. I'm on here researching. I'm looking at these fighters. I'm studying these fighters. When I do an interview, I'm going to know something about you. I'm going to know something about you. The last one I interviewed was Dangerous Donnie Marshall. And, I was back there for a reason. I wanted to give him that exposure, man. It was a different environment. But also, I have all the other collateral stuff to deal with people linking up World Combat Sports, the Team Williams Jr. I don't have Roy Jones Jr. number. Remember that. They do. They do, not me. I don't have anything to do with who he's fighting, what Roy Jones Jr. is doing. That doesn't negate Roy Jones Jr. career and all that other stuff that goes on with who Williams Jr. fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people are going to have whatever they choose to say about it. It's not me. I saw Stephen McIntyre drop through here. Good dude, man. Good dude. No matter what you say about his record, dude is a slick fighter. He's a thorough fighter. You know what I'm saying? Know that. And I thank everybody who's supporting these North Carolina fighters, man. All these North Carolina, I can give you a whole list of North Carolina fighters off the top from dealing with them in person. You know what I'm saying? Just for meeting them one time. What team they roll with, a little bit about their record, and definitely a lot of who I know them to be. Period. And that's my whole focus right there. That's my whole focus. Yeah. I'm going to support, the people who are linked up to 150. Like Elias Brawley does MMA. Yeah, I cover MMA, but when it comes on the scene, when Elias Brawley, get the move up and transition, absolutely. Put ink in the life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Coach Leo Hall said RAH Team Young Bam for life. Absolutely, Coach Leo. Thanks for dropping in, man. Kat Taylor, the #1 boxing fan. Salute to her. She did turn me on to some interviews, Champ Maker, out there at Team Rec Shop. He has some solid fighters in his camp. I'm telling you. Check out Team Rec Shop out there in Ohio too, man. The interview didn't go well like 2 or 3 times, but patience. I was able to talk to that young brother, man, and get some insight as to some fighters that he has in his camp. Some legitimate, bangers up in his camp, man. So check out Team Rec Shop over there. T. Mason say, Michael, support my son, and we're here in Florida. Oh, we're here in Florida. He don't hate on nobody. He wants to see everybody make it. Let me tell you, point blank period, to anyone who may believe that 300s is hating on other fighters. Listen, I'm telling you, straight up. When he initially turned me on, he said, I want to highlight the fighters in North Carolina because they get a bad rep. Put media on North Carolina fighters. Roll up at Fort Bragg. Let's go from there. And it was a wrap. Went at Fort Bragg, and me learning a little bit more as I go along, exactly what he said. He said, highlight these fighters over here. From freaking Evans Galloway, HOD, to John Cazale, you know what I'm saying? To, what other fighters was over there? Thornton, that was on there. It's a lot of fighters that was on that first card that may not have solid records, or they may be young in their career. He turned me on to him and told me, you need to support these fighters out here. Now I'm being turned on to a whole nother layer of fighters. And then I went up to do Larry Frazier at the PD Tour tournament. Boxing Hall of Famer. by myself, man, a whole amateur card. That's why I was turned on to Kevin Brown and Battle Boxing Gym. Then I was turned on to some other coaches over there and some other freaking amateur fighters. Did the, recorded the fight Facebook Live with my mobile device, and then I was taking pictures with my camera in the right hand. All to get the, get the message out there, get more viewership for these fighters. I'm not asking for a reward, but please understand, support me in the way World Combat Sports. You look in the back, I got my banner back there, World Combat Sports, man. I took down the Marine Corps flag because I was in the process of having this made. So I got my World Combat Sports banner back there for all you fans to know what's going on. That's World Combat Sports, the one and only. Everything is me. Independently, I'm trying to spread the message, and I thank you all for your support. I'm going to be on live, guarantee that. And please do me a favor, when y'all see the open forum, right? Drop some questions dealing with the sport. I want that. I want all the smoke. MMA or boxing, ask me some question, hashtag. Look, where I'm at right now, I don't even have anything except my damn mobile phone. It's not even next to my desktop PD. I don't use a keyboard when I'm talking to members and fighters. I don't. I go straight off here and what my knowledge base is. I want to learn something different than what I learned yesterday. Shout out to freaking Dominique Robinson Neal, man, for putting out Inside the Ropes. I looked at the video like 3 times already. Good stuff, man. He actually said something, boxing was around before Christ was even here. He kind of gave a breakdown to some history of doing the second segment of Inside the Ropes. That's what I'm kind of looking at, to be honest. I'm looking at conducive content, that's all. Mark Rayner, who you rolling with tonight, Wilder Fury. Hey, Mark Rayner, I'm not sure if you follow my other videos, but you will know right now I'm going for Deontay Wilder, man. Possibly 9th round stoppage. That's exactly, I'm going with the Bronze Bomber. All the way, every day. And it's not just because he's facing Tyson Fury. I've been supporting Deontay Wilder for a while. He has 7 title defenses, right? So as a WBC champion, through all the hoopla and all that with Anthony Joshua, tonight's the night. Both fighters got to step up. Torrey Savage, always thank you for your support, man. Timothy QC Boxing, man, have solid content always to talk about. Jamal Gregory, what's good? Jamal Gregory, man, salute. That's another fight I ran into, Jamal Gregory. Good dude, man, salute. Haven't seen you in action in a while, but look forward to seeing you back in the ring, man. Shout out to Jamal Gregory. You know what it is. I know he's probably nursing his hand. See, I remember shit like that. He hurt his hand in his last bout. I caught him when he was leaving the ring, headed back. He hurt his hand, so he probably letting that hand heal up. That's what it is. Matt Dillon, boxing gladiator who never threw a punch and retired undefeated. Justin Austin, same prediction, great minds. Hey, no doubt. Hey, Will Montero, whenever you want to jump on here, my brother, it ain't nothing but a push and a go, man. Whenever you want to jump on here and talk about this fight, I'm absolutely elated, man, to finally have the one and only Will Montero, man. Sidestep Boxing. I've asked this a while before. I say, if we can only have other boxing entities, media presence, communicate via lives and talk about the sport of boxing, it would be cool. That's what it's supposed to be. It would be cool, but not everybody want to talk about the sport of boxing. Not everybody want to do that, man. We can talk about anything you want to talk about there, Will Montero. It's all good. Whenever you choose to, my brother. Hey, it's a pleasure, man, to have Will Montero from Sidestep Boxing. Good brother, man.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, give him the introduction there, Will Montero, that you do for Sidestep Boxing so they can understand.
Okay, this is your boy, Big Will Steele, holding it down like only Big Will Steele can, you know what I mean? Yo, Scotty, man, thank you for having me on your show. I've been wanting to go on it, so thank you very much.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you on there. Hey, once again, I got to let you know the first time, man, when I was getting started, I reached out to Will Montero, man. Didn't know that brother at all, brother-in-law. I know I followed Sidestep, but he gave me solid advice, man. You know what I'm talking about. I always support Sidestep Boxing. You all should too, man. So I salute you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I love what you're doing, man, with the mixed martial arts and the boxing, and you know what you're talking about. That's what I love, man. I love listening to you, and you come a long way, and
Yeah.
your ceiling is extremely high, man. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. Hey, let's get to this boxing talk there, Will. I know you got a lot on your mind.
Oh, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
What was your prediction, man? I'm not sure. I was busy last night, but what was your prediction for this fight?
I just posted the video on Sidestep Boxing.
Okay.
I want to say a minute, 2 minutes ago. To me, remember, I respect everyone's opinion like I respect yours. Anybody that knows boxing, speaks boxing, follows boxing. I honestly think this is an easy prediction. Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury, I want to say 7th, 8th round. So now this is why I'm going to tell you this.
Okay.
Tyson Fury. This is a very, very, very delicate sport. I know Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, was an undefeated heavyweight fighter, but then he fell off the rails and had personal issues. You're not just going to come back from that, fight two low-level fighters. No, I'm not calling him the B word. I'm not using the B word. But he fought two very low-level fighters and think you're going to jump in with Deontay Wilder, a devastating puncher, not scared of anyone.
Somehow we lost connection. You there, Will? Lost connection somehow. Hey, you there, Will? Somehow we lost connection. Dang. Jamani Jones in the house. Hey, Will, come back on, bro. Will, because somehow I'm not able to right now. I've been waiting to talk to Will Montero. Good dude, man. Used to be a fighter. And you watch his content, man. He's out there interviewing professional fighters, man. Growing real big. Been on TV. Did some commercials and everything. Real good dude, man. From the first time when I was, getting the media presence out. Not with my writing, but the media presence here. He gave me some very solid advice, man. Absolutely appreciate that guy. And I always give him a salute. Him and Daniel over there at Sidestep Boxing. They call their members sidesteppers. I want to get him back on here right quick. Hey, what's going on Team Bow Down Lady Tapper? What's good? Hopefully you show some love today, Lady Tapper. You always pull up and roll through. You know what I'm saying? Stop, do a little mat time. You know what I'm saying? Press the keyboard with the home keys. Throw some elbows. Give a shout out to World Combat Sports. I appreciate it, Lady Tapper. Shout out to you and your team. Somehow we was disconnected, man.
I don't know. I apologize. I apologize. So where did I leave off at?
You was talking about, him coming back from that long layoff and losing all that weight.
Yeah, okay. So this is the biggest fight for both of them. Klitschko, was a big fight at the time for Tyson Fury, but it doesn't get any bigger than Deontay Wilder. Klitschko was long in the tooth. He was already declining. So I'd still give Tyson Fury credit for getting that victory, but Deontay Wilder is a different type of animal. Totally different type of animal. So I was saying my prediction to me seems very, very easy. Now check this out. Deontay Wilder needs that extension. He needs that distance. So Tyson Fury, being the boxer, being the mover, is going to move. But I see Deontay Wilder keeping his distance and then just getting that tremendous right hand right down flush, right down the pipe, and it's gonna knock out the Tyson Fury. That's what I see. I don't see a man 256 pounds expecting to move away, stay away from Deontay Wilder, a solid cut up 200 and what was he, 211, 212 pounds. The man is ready to fight. These are the fights that he's been wanting so bad, and he knows that the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is Anthony Joshua. So he has to look impressive, impressive against Tyson Fury. Now, pressure might play a big part because me saying this, and he knows this is an audition for Anthony Joshua, he has to look good. He has to look good. So I hope that pressure doesn't play a big part where we know Wilder's going to be wild, but I don't want him to get overly wild and get caught with something he does not see coming and then get dropped. Even though that's okay if he gets dropped, as long as he wins the fight. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Deontay Wilder. I had the opportunity of interviewing a phone interview with him. The way he is, the way he exudes confidence, and he's totally confident in his punching power. And tonight, I think it's going to show, and he's going to put the world on notice. And I don't think Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are in a hurry to fight Deontay Wilder. But I have tons of respect for both of them, both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury for taking the fight, and Deontay Wilder searching the biggest names in the division.
Hey, when you fold the envelope, that's the sidestep stamp of approval right there, man. No other way.
You heard it?
No other way, man. It doesn't get broken down. Let me ask you this, Will. Outside of Deontay Wilder's right hand, you know what I'm saying? What else do you think could be a problem for Tyson Fury to deal with? They don't talk too much about Deontay Wilder's jab, and they don't talk about, you know, him surviving Luis King Kong Ortiz for 41 seconds. Why are people saying that Tyson Fury is going to knock out Deontay Wilder, you know, just because he lost all this weight?
I don't get me wrong. Tyson Fury is 20-something fights into his career, 30-something. I can't remember right now his exact record. He knows his way around the ring, but he just a lot of people. It's an underdog story, man. It's an underdog story. The man almost lost his mind, almost tried to kill himself. You know, alcohol abuse, drug abuse. He's very, very, very friendly, outgoing personality. So people love that. You know, they gravitate to a fighter like that. But like I said, and I'll continue to repeat, Tyson Fury is in for a heck of a night tonight. Now, Deontay Wilder, that's a great point you made. His jab is phenomenal. He has a good jab where he's known for his right hand, no doubt about it. But his jab can set things up. Now, the thing with Luis King Kong Ortiz, these are fights you need. There was a lot of questions about Deontay Wilder. Can he take a punch? Can he recover? He answered all of that. Now, they're claiming, a lot of people, and you know, this is not a USA-UK thing. A lot of people are claiming, oh, Anthony Joshua didn't have a long amateur extensive career. He's learning on the job. So is Deontay Wilder. Yeah. He got into the amateur. He won the bronze medal. He had limited amateur experience. He's learning on the job, sparring with the top-notch fighters, even coming out of the amateur ranks. So this is no reason. And then he fought Luis King Kong Ortiz, coming from that Cuban school. Yeah. The best, the most dangerous fighter at the time, still the most dangerous fighter at the time. So he's still learning on the job. I just think right now, with his confidence, his jab is solid, but his right hand is just, when I saw Deontay Wilder fight in the amateurs, not live, but I saw videos of him. Even in the amateurs, I'm saying, yo, this man's right hand is beautiful. It's a straight arrow to the chin. So Tyson Fury, even though he's a good fighter, even though he's a good fighter, he's going to have to fight a picture-perfect 12 rounds and stay away from Deontay Wilder, which a 256-pound man is not going to be able. Not only, he can do it, but that's only if a guy lets him. Deontay Wilder is going to chase and cut the ring off any opportunity he gets. I'm just excited. I get giddy just talking about this fight. I just needed to get here. But I'm just happy, man. Congratulations to both fighters for taking the fight. That is the most important thing. They put pen to paper and they signed their contract, and it's here tonight. They trained their butts off. Publicity was good. Deontay Wilder sold it. Tyson Fury sold it. Showtime sold it. So they should have good numbers. That's what I want to see. I want to see a good fight and good numbers for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and then there is no excuse. After this fight, there is only Anthony Joshua needed to conquer the heavyweight division, and that will be Deontay Wilder.
If Deontay Wilder wins this bout, right? Do you believe that at this point in time, that him defeating the former unified champion Tyson Fury, that Eddie Hearns and Anthony Joshua will finally step up and sign on that bout in Wembley Stadium 2019? Do you think it's possible to go down, man?
It's going down. It's going down. All I need. Look. Whoever wins this fight, I'm leaning towards Deontay Wilder. Totally towards Deontay Wilder. I just think he's the better fighter. But Anthony Joshua, April 2019, wherever he wants to fight, in his backyard, in Wembley, if he wants to come to the States, that fight's going to happen. I truly feel in my heart he's talking a good game. It's going to happen. We don't want to see Chisora. No disrespect to him. We don't want to see Wilder. I don't want to see Luis King Kong Ortiz. The winner of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder is the deserving fighter to fight Anthony Joshua next year in front of hundreds and thousands of people. That's it. Period. That's the only fight I want to see.
Hey, I got to give a shout out there, Will Montero from Sidestep Boxing to Antonio Tarver. Hey, salute, champ. Thanks for dropping through there, Antonio Tarver. Hey, let me ask you this right quick. Let me give you my aspect of if Deontay Wilder wins. I think Eddie Hearns is gonna basically make it as complex as possible and difficult for them to fight in Wembley, even though he needs that fight. But I do look forward to a Deontay Wilder and Luis King Kong too, because King Kong is on the undercard of this bout tonight. So if that fight with Anthony Joshua doesn't take place, I truly think we need Deontay Wilder and King Kong Ortiz too.
Yes. Hey, I'm not mad at Eddie Hearn. I'm not mad at Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn is supposed to get Anthony Joshua the most money, put everything in his favor. That's his job. That's what he's getting a cut from whatever Anthony Joshua makes. That's his job. When I sign with someone, it's so you can be on my side. Get me everything I want, where I want it, how I want it, the date I want, the weight class I want. Doesn't matter. So I'm not mad with them. Now, they're going to have to take that fight. Us, we pay. We put that money in their pocket. We want the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua, no matter what. Now, to your point, I'm okay with Luis King Kong Ortiz, Deontay Wilder too. But once you fight a guy one time, you know what to expect in the rematch. Deontay Wilder will be ready, will be super prepared for the rematch against King Kong Ortiz. And I'm not taking anything King Kong Ortiz does, but I know a lot of people say age is just a number. It's going to catch up to him sooner or later. I don't want to use age as a number, but Deontay Wilder is just growing and growing. You got to get him. You had to get him before. Now to get him now, your hands are full. I don't care if they call it the windmill. The man has devastating power, and his confidence is crazy. It's like, it's a thing of beauty.
Speaking of fighters being, the rematches and everything, didn't Tyson Fury fight Derek Chisora twice already?
Yeah. Wait, Tyson Fury fight Chisora? Man, you got me there, man.
Or it might have been Klitschko.
Hey, we're gonna have to look that up because my brain has a lot of things in it now. So
I think Tyson Fury may have fought Derek Chisora. I'm not sure, but when it comes down to what I'm hearing from Eddie Hearns, it just seems like he's trying to insert Dillian Whyte, somebody who's already been knocked out by Anthony Joshua, into the equation for Wembley Stadium. You know what I'm saying? So either or, if Derek Chisora wins, he's not going in there against Anthony Joshua. He's not a ticket seller like that. And then Dillian Whyte, okay, he's familiar to the UK boxing fans, but he's already been knocked out by Anthony Joshua. So who's next? What do you think about Jarrell Big Baby Miller, 317 pounds? Him stepping in there. They trying to sell that fight right now.
Hey, once again, I met Jarrell Big Baby Miller at the Barclays Center on the undercard. I mean, on the undercard, you hear me? On the Broner Jesse Vargas. Great guy. It's like he just came from training. He came in shorts and a t-shirt. His personality's crazy. So him and Deontay Wilder, I don't think they'll fight. Jarrell versus Anthony Joshua, that's a good fight. But then Jarrell's only he's like Floyd would say, he's a straight up and down fighter. He does one thing. He just comes in, bulls himself in, and throws heavy artillery. That's his way of winning. I think I'll favor Anthony Joshua against Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now, we're talking about every other heavyweight, and I respect you, Scotty. All I want to see is the winner of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. That is the only equation I see. That is the only fighters I want to see. Those three right there, and two of them are going to eliminate each other. Now, the loser or the person that doesn't get his hand raised tonight can fight Luis King Kong Ortiz. No problem.
True.
No problem. Now, Dillian Whyte, you want to push Dillian Whyte? That's okay. Like I said before, that is Eddie Hearn's job, is to put his fighters in the limelight, okay? And the cash cow right now is Anthony Joshua. I'll give him that. I'll totally give him that. But if you want to see Dillian Whyte in a fight, he beat Joseph Parker. Good. He's in a fight with Chisora. Good. But he still hasn't done anything to deserve to warrant a fight versus Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. This man, and I follow him on social media. Shout outs to Dillian Whyte. But you, sir, are not deserving of an opportunity. Fight Luis King Kong Ortiz, and then maybe, or fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and maybe, boom, there's your opportunity, no questions asked. I'm not big on Dillian Whyte yet. I'm not big on the body snatcher, whatever they call him. I'm not big on him. And once again, I have to clarify, I'm not a UK, USA, I'm holding up the flag and USA all the way. If you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter. I give you credit. But I haven't seen anything that let me give a stamp of approval to Dillian Whyte and you're the man. You deserve everything. No, doesn't work like that.
And I totally agree there, Will. I'm not sold on Dillian Whyte either, especially the performance that he had with Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit sloppy to me. I expected more from Dillian Whyte. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the winner of this fight to step in there with Anthony Joshua. I was just kind of giving Eddie Hearns the language that he's been using in the media. You know what I'm saying? He's been inserting the Dillian Whyte name in there to step in there for Wembley, April 2019, a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I truly don't think they're going to be able to sell out Wembley Stadium with Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte.
To tell you the truth, and I'm sorry that I'm walking around and everything because I'm moving around. Anthony Joshua's a ticket seller, man. He don't need much to sell out Wembley Stadium. He does not need. You could put anybody in front of Anthony Joshua. It's Anthony Joshua, his physique, his muscles, you know, his punching power, and they love him. They love him. He's the biggest thing right now. So now, why not cheer for him? 90,000, that's an easy sell. Easy sell. They can put him against, no disrespect once again, against Pulev. What is it? Pulev? And he'll sell out. He'll sell out. Yo, easy numbers. Easy numbers. Easy numbers at Wembley Stadium. Anybody they put in front of him. Hey, go get more. I'm listening. Talk to me, man.
You about to go on a run. You about to hit the gym with the horses running out while you hit the back.
Oh, look. My son, addicted to basketball. Addicted. So our weekends are spent, you know, right now, son, I'll go check you out. I'll support my son. But then after that, it's fight time. He knows he does not exist once the fight comes on. So I got to show him all the love I can, man. But this is great. This is what I've been wanting. But
you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
Yeah, you was going in and out, man.
Oh, I said, who you think is going to win tonight?
I have Deontay Wilder. Possibly ninth round stoppage. I do believe the weight loss for Tyson Fury is too much in a short period of time. And also factoring in the Sefer Seferi fight, I just felt that was garbage. And then he went 10 rounds with Francisco Pineda, who I felt did nothing except him taking punishment. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to go rounds, but he was taking punishment during that fight. So for him to step in there with Deontay Wilder, like you said earlier, kudos to him. I'm glad Tyson Fury is stepping in there with Deontay Wilder. Kudos. But I just think it's too soon for his conditioning. I don't think he's conditioned, being that he was on a drug binge and everything else, to come in there with a very conditioned heavyweight champion and one of the hardest hitting punchers in the heavyweight division. I just don't think he's going to do it. I'm going for Deontay Wilder, 9th round stoppage. Tyson Fury. You know why I say that? Because Tyson Fury can use the ring like no other. He knows how to use his 6'9" frame to move around and frustrate his opponents. I think he's going to try to do a lot of holding in the 1st through 5th round.
Okay, hello. Can you're still there?
Yeah, I think you went on. I said I just think Tyson Fury is going to do a lot of holding in the 1st through the 5th round. He's going to try to punch coming in and hold Deontay Wilder, who's going to want to counter. I just think it's going to be a little, boredom, a little, unlike we expected. But it's going to start to open up in the 6th or 7th round when Tyson Fury's weight loss start to play a big factor. I think it's going to really weigh heavy when Deontay Wilder start to land punishment to his body. And we're going to see what Tyson Fury's response is to that.
My thing, why are people making such a big deal about Deontay Wilder coming in at 211 or 212? I didn't look at his prior, but he's been around that weight his entire career. Am I correct?
They're casuals, Montero. I mean, they just don't want to look at. He fought Luis King Kong Ortiz at 214 pounds after being sick. It's not new. Anything new.
It's nothing new. I just don't know. And like I said, I respect everyone's opinion, but that's his. Remember back in the day before these super massive heavyweights, 215, 210. That was the weight class you wanted to be at. That's the weight you wanted to be at a fight at the heavyweight division. The Klitschko's came and Lennox Lewis came and changed the game around. But yeah. I remember Evander Holyfield was a solid 215, 210. Yeah. And stopping everyone. Deontay Wilder to me looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the man's confidence, it comes down to the confidence. He's not scared of Tyson Fury. I'm not saying Tyson Fury, but I think right here between the ears, there's a problem going on with Tyson Fury. His exterior, yeah, he looks confident. He's selling this fight. Oh my God, I'm about to get a massive paycheck. But now, once he gets in the ring, it's a totally different story, man. He might just buckle up. I don't know. That's another thing. Where's his mental state after 2 years off? And I'm gonna keep repeating myself. You come back and fight two low-level fighters, and then you're gonna step in with, to me, in my opinion, the best heavyweight in the world, and you think you're gonna just dance and party and hug? He was hugging. His last 2 fights, he was hugging and kissing his opponents. They were taking pictures together. He wasn't taking pictures with Deontay Wilder yesterday.
No.
Deontay Wilder wants no parts of that, man. This is not a game. It was all fun, Sweet Home Alabama for Tyson Fury. His last fight when Deontay Wilder was in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's over. That's over. All the hard work, sweat, blood, tears is going to show tonight. Deontay Wilder, to me, devastating fashion. Knockout.
Hey, answer me this there, Will. What do you think of Deontay Wilder's video he put out with that 360-degree spin move, which is nothing to do with setting himself up for a punishing blow against Tyson Fury? I did a live on it, but I was like, what are you doing?
Wilder is Wilder. Wilder don't care, man. He wants to fight. I can honestly say the man he's He's no take the thing. Take the he's his own person. He doesn't care. He'll put out videos, say what he gotta say. If you don't like him, good. He doesn't care. If you like him, good. You support him, good. That's what he loves.
You know, with Tyson Fury, I agree with the mental aspect. I just don't like how they selling he has a mental issue and all that to go along with the choice he made from drinking. And not only that, Will, he popped for pets, man. He popped for steroids. You know what I'm saying? So why are they trying to sit up here and serenade this guy as if he needs a freaking reward for being out of the sport for 2 years?
Hey, Scotty, you know this better than anyone. Boxing is a what? It's a business. It boils down to that. I've been on TV. They'll look for anything to sell to the consumer. Anything that you can gravitate. You feel the man's pain you've been through. They'll give it to you on a platter and sell it to you. They want to. No disrespect to Showtime, no disrespect to television, but they're putting their hands through the TV in your pocket. They want you to come out and buy this, purchase this event, and this is what it is. So I'm not like I said, I'm not mad at the way Showtime portrayed Tyson Fury. You know, pop for PEDs, mental problems, drug abuse. They're selling. They can care less about Tyson Fury. They just want money in the bank account.
Yeah.
They're gonna give him his cut. He agreed to this because when you're on TV, they're gonna ask you questions. It's super easy to say no. I don't want to touch on that subject. I don't want to talk about that. If you're willing to talk about it, they'll keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you until you give them the answers that they want. Once you stop an interview with Jim Gray or the cameras, you say no more. That's it, no more. But Showtime is selling it. They want a profit. They're in the business of making money. Boxing is a business, so no problem. Good for them. Congratulations.
Hey, that's what it is, Will. You know what I'm saying? Hey, great summation, man. I totally understand what you're saying. Leading up to this fight, it's just too much of the media. And it makes sense about Showtime selling that story. But they just trying to have a pity party. Tyson Fury had mental illness now. But he's one of the biggest shit talkers in the sport of boxing, hands down. You know what I'm saying? So I look for Deontay Wilder to go finish this fight, man. It's good for the U.S., and we really want to see the ultimate clash there, Will. We want to see Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua for the undisputed title. Period. Hands down.
That's the only thing I want to see. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm planning on. That fight is going to happen. Tyson Fury is in the way right now. Deontay Wilder has to get past Tyson Fury tonight. No questions, no doubt about it. He has to look impressive, and he has to sell tickets. They're gonna go back to that number. Yo, look. You know this. The first thing Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are gonna do is look at his pay-per-view numbers, because at the end of the day, they're gonna have to go back to the negotiation table, and because Deontay Wilder wants 50-50.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn want no parts of 50-50. The cash cow is Anthony Joshua. They want him to have the lion's share. So the first thing they're going to do, okay, if Deontay Wilder wins, is go see his numbers. See how many pay-per-view buys they got. And then they're going to start with the negotiations. First, they're going to start pricing themselves. This is what we want, and that's it. Then they're going to start negotiation with Deontay Wilder. Because, look, if Tyson Fury wins, they're in trouble. They're not gonna get all that money. No, Tyson Fury is a king out there in the UK. A king. So the big fight that we want to see is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, because I feel like Anthony Joshua has more leverage. But if Tyson Fury was to win and pull off the upset, then negotiations will be tough for anybody, for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Really difficult and remember, Tyson Fury is with Eddie Hearn. Tyson Fury is with Frank Warren from Box Nation, and Eddie Hearn is with Anthony Joshua's with Eddie Hearn. So all that plays a part. Politics, man. Politics. It's a beautiful thing.
I know they don't get along that well. I know Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn has a contentious relationship. Yeah, we know that they don't like each other. Yeah. Hey, this is what I want to know. Like when you mention leverage, right? I was telling people about Canelo, Canelo didn't have a single belt, but he was the A side against freaking Triple G. So what leverage are you speaking on in Anthony Joshua being a unified champion, or Eddie Hearns is his leverage? Because when it comes to the A side, it really is dependent on who voiced it the most. Like Canelo has 0 belts, but yet he was the A side against Triple G. What leverage do Anthony Joshua have?
So Anthony Joshua has the belts, just like you said, has the belts. And I know they say 90,000, but that's all that thing. But it comes down to sponsorship, people backing you. And right now, Eddie Hearn is the it man.
Yeah.
With this dazzling streaming that he has started, and that man brought over, with the help of Golden Boy, brought Canelo. Canelo is Canelo Alvarez. The world knows who Canelo, the red ginger head Mexican.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who he is. You know that right there, just little things like that help a certain fighter. Even though that's indirectly with Anthony Joshua, that still helps him.
Yeah.
Dazin, Eddie Hearn, Canelo, people loving him. He has Under Armour just sponsoring him. He says he's not going to the fight tonight because he has engagements, like sponsor engagements that he has to go speak on. They're loving him right now. They're loving him, and I give him credit. But at the end of the day, this is a boxing business, and if you want to fight, you want to be considered great, be a fighter that people still talk about.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40 years from now, the fights you have to take are against the elite of your division, and that is either the winner, that's the winner of Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or even Luis King Kong Ortiz. But the fight that will put him over the mountaintop is Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. That is the fight, the only fight right now that I see.
Hey, Will, I hope it goes down next year, man. They have one more fight on the Wembley deal. Of course, Alexander Povetkin and Anthony Joshua fall on September 22nd for the first fight. So they have that next fight in Wembley, man. I'm really hoping it goes down and they don't put this $15 million flat fee from Eddie Hearn and discourage the Team Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I hope that doesn't resurface.
$15 million to us is a lot of money. To anybody, is a lot of money. But come on, man. Deontay Wilder is worth more than $15 million. In a fight of that magnitude, that deserves way more money, man. Way more money than $15 million. Way more. He should, if he's gonna offer something, offer him 25 to 30 flat, and let Deontay. They're bluffing. They're bluffing. It's all about leverage, man, Scotty. It's all about leverage, man.
Hey, switching lanes. I'm not sure how close you are to switching lanes. I really want to get your opinion on Mikey Garcia. I heard you give a little summary about it before, but do you believe Mikey Garcia will be stopped for the first time? You know he's been dropped already in his career. Do you think Errol Spence Jr. will be the first to stop Mikey Garcia?
That's a tough call. I'm a big Mikey Garcia fan and even bigger Errol Spence fan. First of all, Mikey Garcia is Latino, Mexican American. They're not gonna go out like that. You're gonna have to practically kill him, you know. But man, Errol Spence is a different breed. That man is a devastating puncher. And what I love about him is his body work, his body attack. That's what puts him over the top against any fighter in the welterweight division. To answer your question, do I see Mikey Garcia getting stopped? I'm going to answer you that question, and I'm going to go right now with a absolutely, positively, yes, he gets stopped for the very first time. Different fighters, Salido put him down, so he's been dropped before. But to move up to 147 pounds, Scotty, started your career at what, 126?
Yeah.
130? So, and I would understand, look, No disrespect. Once again, that's how I clear myself up. No disrespect to Canelo. Canelo's moving up to 168 pounds, but he's not fighting the most feared fighter in the 168-pound division. Okay? This guy, Mikey Garcia, picked out the pretty much the boogeyman of the welterweight division, which is Errol Spence.
Yep.
With no tune-up. No tune-up whatsoever,
No tune-up.
Scotty.
No tune-up.
He says, I'm moving up. He went back down to 35 to fight Robert Easter and says, guess what? I'm skipping 140. I fought Unlipinets at 40. I'm going for 47, and I want the most scariest, vicious body puncher, southpaw you have in that division, and that is Errol Spence. That is truly amazing. Nothing but respect for Mikey Garcia. Nothing but respect for Errol Spence. They're going to be making money. They're going to put on a show. Smaller man, bigger man, boxer, vicious puncher. I usually, 99.9%, I go with the boxer because they have more tricks in the bag. But for this one, and I'm hearing Errol Spence can box. He hasn't been made to box, but he can definitely, he can move on his feet. He can pop shot. He can throw combinations in bunches and move out of there and show defensive wrinkles in his game. But Errol Spence right now, man, he's a little too much. He's a little too much.
Hey, good point. Good point with Errol Spence not being made to box yet, man. That's a solid point. That's what I was telling people. We haven't really seen Errol Spence box going off the back foot either, because no one has pushed him back. But I don't foresee Mikey Garcia coming out the gate trying to pressure Errol Spence like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like this. Mikey Garcia wasn't able to stop Robert Easter Jr. He wasn't able to stop Adrian Broner. So the knockout is out the question. But can he outbox Errol Spence for 12 rounds is the question. And withstand that body attack from Errol Spence. That's what we want to know.
Gotti, remember, we're forgetting one thing. Kell Brook is a phenomenal boxer.
Yeah.
Great leg movement, you know? And couldn't withstand that heavy artillery. Look what Errol Spence and Tyson Fury have in common. Tyson Fury, 256. He has to lay on Deontay Wilder, lay on him, make it ugly. A lot of people think Tyson Fury is gonna box. I don't think he's gonna box. He's gonna have to make it ugly, disgusting, lay on him, hit him in his hips, hit him rabbit punches. This can't be a beautiful fight.
True.
This can't. No, I'm gonna shoulder roll and lean back, make him miss. No, he cannot let Deontay Wilder get leverage on his punches. Cannot let him get leverage on his punches. If he gives him distance and Deontay Wilder catches him anywhere on top of the head, high in the temple area, in the back of the neck, he's knocking out Tyson Fury. He's knocking him out. Same thing for Errol Spence. Errol Spence better not go out there trying to box. Do what you do best. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Don't try to fix it. Bum rush Mikey Garcia. Stay behind the jab. Solid defense. And we're talking about one thing. Derek James is no slouch. Man's been in the ring. Hell of a trainer. Garcia, his brother, former world champion. They know what they got to do. They know what they got to do. They have to have a plan A, plan B. But I'm going with my plan A. I'm Errol Spence. I'm bum rushing this guy. Staying behind the jab. I'm laying on him. I'm smacking him. I'm punching him in the clinches. Any opportunity I get to touch Mikey Garcia, because like how big is Mikey Garcia gonna get? What is he gonna blow up to? Well, at 147, he might come up to 148, 150. Errol Spence, if he wants to, 160, 165, easy. Errol Spence is not a little boy. That's a grown welterweight. That fight, very intriguing, very interesting. But if I have to put my money on someone, it has to be Errol Spence. 100%.
Yeah, it's going down in the AT&T Center, man. 90,000. I'm really looking forward to see what numbers they do. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a factor too to setting up that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. What the numbers are like, because you know the betting odds, they have to go in favor of Errol Spence. They have to. So if they do solid numbers, now we can talk Bob Arum, you know, fight Al Heyman, Bud Crawford, and Errol Spence Jr. at a neutral location to do those numbers. Right now, you know what I'm saying? I just think that that's what they're waiting on. They want to see if Errol Spence is that star, that PPV star or whatever. This fight right here with Mikey Garcia is going to determine.
But they put him in a perfect position. Errol Spence, born in New York, raised in Dallas, Texas. They're fighting in Dallas. Mikey Garcia, Mexican American, going for a 5th world title. This is perfect. This is perfect. Al Heyman, Jerry Jones, PBC family, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. There was no way this fight was not going to happen. Everything is perfect. Everything is lining up perfect for this fight to make great numbers and a boatload of money. A boatload of money.
Jerry Jones too. Jerry Jones supporting him, which was crazy to see. Now it's a wrap. You know, you got the grand poobah of Dallas supporting Errol Spence. That's great.
Yep. And they're having them in between and in halftime, shaking hands with Jerry Jones. Errol Spence being from Dallas, people love him. A U.S. Olympian, you know. And this is a lot of questions are being asked of Errol Spence. They're gonna be answered, even though it's against a blown up welterweight. Mikey Garcia is still Mikey Garcia.
Yeah,
he's been boxing from the womb.
Yeah,
you know, and all the stakes are against him: weight, height, reach, power, speed, everything. If he was to pull this victory off, man, kudos to Mikey Garcia. Wow, I'll be shocked. And you know, why am I gonna be shocked in a sport that gives you moments of shocking upsets all the time? This will be considered one of the biggest upsets if he was to pull it off against Errol Spence. And that might sound crazy. A lot of people might disagree with me, and that's okay. But I just see Errol Spence being too much for Mikey Garcia, way too much.
I think it will be bigger than Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. The only reason I say that, Will, because Mike Tyson was doing drugs and everything leading up to the bout with Buster Douglas. Right now, we have two quality fighters. Nothing to basically devalue the bout going in there. You know, Errol Spence is healthy. Mikey Garcia is a 4th division champion with a freaking pedigree like no other and a lineage. Guess what? It'll be an upset. I'm telling you, it'll be huge, man. But I'm not prognosticating that Mikey Garcia is going to have a chance of doing that. I don't foresee it. No way, no how.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't even think he can hurt Errol Spence at 147 pounds. And you know, a lot of people are asking, is his chin sturdy enough? I think against a blown up welterweight it should be, or a blown up lightweight it should be. You know, if Mikey Garcia to hurt this guy, because I know they're fighting with 8-ounce gloves, but once, like I said, nobody Mikey Garcia has fought is gonna blow up to 160. You know, even 154 junior middleweight, 160 pounds middleweight. That's still a heavy, and he's a heavy puncher. He's a very, very heavy puncher, you know. But I'm very excited for boxing. Very, very excited for boxing. I'm thankful for this opportunity, Scotty. Thankful. We need to continue doing this. I need to do my homework on mixed martial arts, because that's when we're gonna go at it. Because I don't know anything about that, but you know a lot about that, and I'm gonna go against you.
All right. Good luck.
All right, man. So I'm gonna let you go because it's time to watch my son put in some shots. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, thank you for the opportunity, and we'll talk once again about this. We'll talk a post fight. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, hoping Deontay wins, because then we're gonna be looking like, no, these guys don't know about boxing. I'm not gonna listen to them anymore.
Predictions are predictions. They're gonna be wrong. It don't make a difference. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. But I'm super confident Deontay Wilder will pull it off. This is your boy, the Green Eye Bandit. I'm signing out of here. Peace.
Salute.
Thank you, man. Mad love.
Hey, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right, no doubt, man.
What's up, everybody? That was Will Montero, Sidestep Boxing. And it's a pleasure to speak to a former fighter and a media head that's out here interviewing professional fighters, you know, over there doing great things with Sidestep Boxing. I always follow those guys. Like I said, I kind of spoke to him when I was initially getting. It's a pleasure, man, having a dialogue about the sport, and especially one of the biggest fights in the heavyweight division, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So it's going down regardless. You know, whether predictions are spot on or not, I really don't care. I just know I'm going with Deontay Wilder, And I feel that he has the capability of knocking out Tyson Fury. I believe that. Justin Austin, what's up? Thanks for hanging in, man. He said Errol Spence is just a monster, and everybody he fought be bad. Bad things are going to happen. Lipinets had too much fun, I think, in his fight with Garcia. Errol will win. Yeah, you know, breaking down the analytics of what actually transferred over from the opening bell with Garcia and Lipinets. Hey, Lipinets was able to reach out and touch Mikey Garcia, and it wasn't a phone. It wasn't a phone call. You know what I'm saying? This was in his ear. This was freaking, you know, lips to ear, you know, conversation. This was up close and personal. You know what I'm saying? When he reached out and touched Garcia, the message was clear. This is what you're going to get most of the fight. And he did. But look, granted, Garcia had his moments and spurts with Lipinets. He did. He absolutely did, and he was able to connect when he did. And being that his power is able to turn over in the latter rounds at a heavier weight, showed me something. He was able to freaking knock down Lipinets in the 7th round, and I'm like, okay, Mikey Garcia moves up in weight, and his power is able to turn over in the latter rounds. That showed me something. But understand something. Let's be clear. Errol Spence isn't Lipinets. Errol Spence isn't Lipinets. Errol Spence isn't Robert Easter Jr. No way, no how that these casuals going to jump on here between December 1st and March 14th and start talking about Mikey Garcia will knock out Errol Spence. It's no way, no how. That's casuals talking. That's individuals that's doing drive-bys when it comes to the sport of boxing. Seriously, it's no way. The only possibility of that scenario is that Mikey Garcia goes 12 rounds with Errol Spence. Get punished like he's never been punished before. And he goes 12 rounds with Errol Spence and lose by decision. That's the only scenario I see. I don't see Mikey Garcia basically, I'm talking about, that's not the only scenario I see in general, but I'm saying when it comes down to him him going 12 rounds with Errol Spence. Do I believe Errol Spence can stop Mikey Garcia? Yes, I do. I believe he has everything. Errol Spence is a fighter. Errol Spence is a fighter. It's the difference between a boxer and a fighter. Errol Spence can fight. He can fight, y'all. When it comes down to it, he doesn't have the quickest hands, but he stays consistent with his power punches. And when he freaking placed them, where he places them, it's going to be crucial. It's going to be crucial on Mikey Garcia. It's going to be absolutely be a filling out process, literally, in that sense. It's going to be a filling out process. Mikey's going to feel those punches, and then he's going to make adjustments. Now, his family's not going to allow him. Robert's not going to allow him to get pummeled. Because Mikey has to drop back down to 135 and do some work. You know, he has a fight down there with some potentials. So they're not going to let him just get beat to oblivion. And he's out of the sport for like 4 or 5 months from Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So if they throw the towel and get an RTD, then guess what? He lives to fight another day. It doesn't tarnish Mikey Garcia's, legacy. His legacy is already cemented. He's 4th division champion, y'all. And the solid thing that he did was he went up to 140, picked up the belt from Lipinets, and then vacated and dropped back down. And then somehow, some way, he really didn't want to fight Richard Comey, so he freaking, the IBF was stripped. You know what I'm saying? So instead of him, actually, if he was to unify the belts with Lomachenko, it will put him closer to actually unifying the division. Real talk. Real talk, man. Now, just like all this other fight, like Triple G, it would have been great for him to have that IBF belt. So Canelo would have picked up most of the straps and then had what still remaining? Had that WBO sitting out there. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't want to face that contractual mandatory and Sergey Derevyanchenko. They stripped him of the IBF, him being Triple G, and then turn around and Danny Jacobson, Sergey, is fighting for the belt. So it further prolongs the unification of these divisions out here. But Errol Spence, man, you know, a lot of what I'm looking at with him, I'm curious to see if he's capable of unifying the entire division, not just physically, but business. Is he capable of unifying that welterweight division with everything that's out there with the promoters and managers the way it is? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. But guess what? I'm going to jump up off here and go take care of some business. Hey, check out my banner in the back, World Combat Sports. You know, I'm trying to be official. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this to be official. I got the colors in the back. If y'all can check it out, World Combat Sports. Took down the Marine Corps flag, the colors. Still won, always. For those of you that tuned in, it was absolutely something I had to get off my chest, because guess what? People are recognizing me as being linked up to a popular fighter in the state of North Carolina. But guess what? I don't make the decisions for Team Williams Jr. at all. And I tell those individuals, I'm just keeping it respectful. I want to be able to communicate with you and come here and get interviews and do my boxing shit. I ain't trying to have you answer to those individuals. I ain't trying to have you answer for talking shit about Vegas Grand Box Promotion and running the T Hall, you know, because he's going to be at the fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have you sit up here and have to answer those questions at 300 about business that I'm not even privy to. That's not even my scope of authority. But don't walk up to me and link shit up. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to link me into a bait and click type of question about his son. That's not cool. Because time I say something, whether you're recording it or whatever the case may be, they find anything and everything to freaking, you know, cause fragmentation. But true talk, real talk, right? He's not dogging out these fighters, man. He actually told me, you know, it'll be good for you to provide a halo for these North Carolina fighters. He ain't dogging them out, y'all. That's real talk. I don't know how much I got to say it. He really trying to see North Carolina fighters grow as a unit, as a you know, as a presence in boxing. But people are somewhat trying to sit up here and say, well, he just promotes his son too much. What? When did a father's love become a restriction? You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. The man out here promoting his son without paying someone to go out here and press send and enter. That's commendable. That's commendable, isn't it? When you have the access of social media to go out here and press send, and all you have to do is copy and paste every time and just share the videos and have people like them and get know them. I'm telling you, a lot of people know his son. A lot of people. But make no mistake, Williams Jr. is not a shit talker, man. He's one of the most humble dudes you'll run into. He don't say much. So you can't really hate him. You know what I'm saying? You can't really take out a sword and want to cut his head off, because you don't see him on here talking shit at all, y'all. But, you know, calm down, chill. You know, don't walk up to me and try to get some information out of me. I don't have Roy Jones Jr. number. I don't have anything to do with that particular link up, a unit that they have going on with Roy Jones Jr. I don't, man. I know y'all see the pictures out there with me rolling with Team Junior and stuff like that with Roy Jones. But let's be clear. I ain't faking the funk. I ain't clout chasing. I ain't name dropping. Most of the people that mention, they come up to me and converse about that. That's real. So let's be clear, man. It is what it is. I think y'all got enough of the 300 today. For real. Hey, 300, I thank you for dropping by and clearing it up. I know he was going to get on here and clear up this stuff as he know how to do. Period. That's what he's going to do, man. Real talk. So y'all keep on moving that 300, 150. We see you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check out his son's gear. You know what I'm saying? The shoes that he had from Mashbout.co. You know, check them out. Go up there and see him fight whenever he has it there next time. Make sure you have your DVR set for when he on Ellen DeGeneres. You know what I'm saying? Whether you sing it, like it or not, man. Record it. You know, put it out on IG. You know, get your snippets and everything, man. That's making big moves. Happy for him. You know, I'm happy for the fighters in North Carolina, man, that's out here giving a damn about putting themselves. Drop a message in my inbox. You know, appreciate the support. But once again, I'm done. I'm supporting Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion. That's what it is. Don't walk up to me and ask me any more type of stuff to try to get some conflict going. The last one that you probably went to, the one on 17th November, I'm telling you, it was fire, y'all. I can't imagine what the jump off is going to be next year in 2019. It's going to be absolutely crazy. It ain't no competition. I'm going to tell you, it's no competition. And I don't have to say no disrespect or whatever, but seriously, no disrespect. There's no competition right here in that grid of North Carolina. It's not. It's not. I know there's other promotions out there that's doing it big, but I'm just saying right here, right now, most of my traffic for those fighters that's fighting under there, hey, look me up. I have no problem with getting an interview. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank you to Dominique Robertson-Neal, man, for putting out that quality content about the sport of boxing. Shit like that is what I gravitate to when I see the content inside the ropes. Check out the video. That's something I can learn from in the sport of boxing. Sponge that shit up. And when I get on here and talk the sport of boxing, that's just another layer of boxing that I'm aware of. That's education to me. Y'all don't have to like, but just listen. You don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Deshaun Champion, appreciate the support, man. Torres, you always on here, man. Appreciate the support. It's all good. You know, it's good. It'll be cool if it was that easy just to support, but it's not that easy, people. You know, when you're talking some facts sometime, people just don't want to hear it. But I'm not one of these boastful person. But I love talking about MMA and boxing. And it just goes to show you, getting on here with Will Montero, you know, two boxing heads can get on here and talk about something without cussing each other out. You know what I'm saying? Because one of us can be right or wrong in that particular narrative, but I can guarantee you I'm not going to be wrong about a lot of stuff to the point where you're going to shake your head and say you don't know nothing about boxing. That's just unfair to yourself to put that out there. You know damn well who knows about the sport and who don't. So when I'm talking to somebody else, I'm trying to learn. I'm observing. So thank you all the time for your support, man. Positive shit. No keyboard. Talk this boxing and MMA. Combat sports. You know, salute the team. Michael Williams Jr. always, all day. Salute to the fighters. Salute the dangerous Donnie Marshall that went down yesterday in the main event, man. It was a pleasure covering you, my brother. You know. Rivera's pop out the cellar, man. You know, El Maro, Skip Crumpler that was in the building, you know, Ross Thompson, you know, those guys up there that was talking that inside history stuff that you really won't find on YouTube. I did. You know, I got the true story, you know what I'm saying, between him and Fernando Vargas, what happened. Well, if you look on YouTube right now, they say Fernando Vargas spit on him. But that's not exactly the story that Ross Thompson gave me. You know, the media kind of bloviate stuff sometime to get more viewership. You know what I'm saying? Just like Will said, when it comes to mental illness, they will latch on to a talking point to sell. Tori said, like Vinny Paz, keep grinding, stay positive. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get up out of here, man. It was a pleasure. It's fight night, y'all. Let me see what time it is. It's 3:40. Hey, several more hours. It's gonna be on and popping. Hey, super salute, man. Will Montero and Daniel out of Sidestep Boxing. Sidestep is Rise Up, man. That's what it is. Hey, be sure to check out the video once I post it. I had the opportunity to collabo and talk about this boxing, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury today with the one and only Will Montero from Sidestep Boxing. That's what it is, man. And also Dominique Robertson-Neal. I truly appreciate the video. Inside the ropes, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. I looked at the video several times already. Good shit, man. Keep it up. And I'll be back on here a little bit later, man. You know, sometime. I'm trying to see. I'm going to get the fight. But I want to have a fight party, right? But I'm not sure if it'll get shut down or not, being it's such a big fight. and I'm streaming it on Facebook. So I'm trying to do more research, and I'm going to attempt to stream the fight, but I don't want to get shut down and have everybody on here and the fight doesn't go the way it's supposed to. Why? Because of social media. So I'm definitely have intentions on streaming this fight. It's big. It's epic. But I have to kind of find out what the protocol is so they won't shut me down. Bomb squad all day, man. Bomb squad all day. Salute everybody. Take it easy. I'm out.